not. Well, so what happened is, you guys know I'm selling cars now, right, Peter?
Yeah.
And Vincent?
Right.
I'm selling cars now, so I go by a different name now. They call me Jay. I go by Jay now. It's not as foreign.
Okay, so that's why you had that thing on Facebook, Jay.
Yeah, I changed it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dude, this is what happened. I shit you not. So this guy messaged me, and he was like saying really racist shit. He was, oh, you fucking spit, blah blah blah.
Whoa.
Shit like that. Yeah, I'm like, and then I looked at his last name. His name was Jim Mango. Fuck you. I'll say the name. Jim, last name Mango, and I like started looking into it, and Mango comes from the last name Manco. So he was a fucking Guinea.
Wow.
He's like, bro, you're a fucking, your grandmother fucking came in here on a boat and sucked dick the whole way, like, her too. Yeah, his name's, Jim Mango coming after you. Like, dude, you're fucking,
wow.
You WoP cocksucker, yeah, started going off on him too. Yeah, fuck him.
Wow.
Fuck him, calling me and speaking shit.
Yeah, why being so snobby?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
People tend to call you racist and all this, but this
guy
calling you racist. The guy's telling you that you're that racist stuff because he's racist.
No, so I think we were trying to say it because supporting Donald Trump, everybody calls you a racist.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but little did I know, I got that in my pocket, that experience with Jim Mango.
Right.
Fucking came after me, calling me a spit and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, shortly after that, I changed my Facebook name from Jesus to Jay. So, enough. And another thing, I felt like it was bugging me.
Right.
One time, because not only do I buy cars, but not only do I sell cars, but I buy cars on behalf of my dealership. And my playground is Facebook Marketplace. So I hit up this one guy once about his pickup truck.
Yeah.
I said available. He goes, no, for you.
What?
Yeah.
So that's another
bad.
bet.
Wow.
All right, bro. Bet.
And that's business too. Like, how are you gonna let your personal?
Well, no, because this was somebody selling their truck.
Oh, okay.
This wasn't like another dealership.
I guess still, you don't put your business like out of your personal feelings.
But I get what you mean. Going full back to that.
Well, if it was gonna come up on like $300 off you, if you would have said, yeah, I'll buy it for that price, like.
Dude, the way I see it is, I sell cars, dude. You could be a drug dealer. I don't care what the fuck you do. If you got money, your money's green.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what unemotional people say, man. That guy clearly was emotional.
Have you ever dealt with something like that, Sean? I mean,
bro.
Of course, you being black. I'm
bro.
Heard some crazy shit, but just for the record, so have I. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I don't take it personal. I didn't care. I made a group chat.
Right.
With Jim Mango, and I added my other buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We just
roasted.
We trolled the shit out of him, bro.
What did he say? What was his reaction to that?
He was hating. He couldn't talk shit about the other guy because I put my friend in there who's full white. Mm-hmm. Full white. Matley, last name. Shout out to Mark, my homeboy, Mark Matley. I put him on, and me and him were just going back and forth, calling this guy a fucking giddy cocksucker and shit.
Oh my god!
Your mother sucked Irish dick the whole way.
That's the thing about racism. People think it's just like it goes one way.
It's one-sided, yeah.
It's actually all-sided. People are racist against white people, black, Hispanic, and I think it goes everywhere. And it's not only racism.
It's like
against color, but there's also like discrimination in culture, in religion, and it's been going on for millennia.
Like you mentioned it one time when it came to people being patriotic, that now it's kind of racist in a way. Like, like if you're even being too overly patriotic, like all of a sudden, like you're a white supremacist. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's kind of ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, you should be proud to be American. Like, no matter who you are. Like, pretty much.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being, being patriotic. It's
right.
It's something that people need to like actually admire. Compared to these days, the whole political atmosphere is about, it's about, they call it racist too much. I feel like it's overused.
They call people racist if you have a pickup truck and you put a big old American flag in the back, all of a sudden you're a racist.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I feel like it needs to be addressed, but I feel like it's been like that since millennia. Like people have always used hate towards other people based off their religion, based off their color, based off what they believe in, and I think we just need to respect each other, whether you're white, green, whether you like a certain food, or whether you like, whether you're even gay. Like Oh, there you go.
Who got robbed?
No, I got that.
They snatched up a little kid.
Nah.
That's the Satanist.
I felt the amber.
That's just, that's what that is, bro. That's the Satanist trying to snatch up a brand new liver. Somebody got hungry. George Soros got hungry. He wants Uber Eats, so they Uber eat. What's the girl? Is it a boy or a girl? Little boy or girl?
I think both, man.
You know, ironically, half the time it's like some stupid parent. All of our phones are about to go off too. So.
No, mine went off. It's flashed
No,
up.
that happens to some. Some people just don't get it.
Well, most of the time it's just like a parental dispute. Like it's like a mom and dad arguing, and dad took the kids and.
Oh yeah, oh the
it's
little
like some dumb shit.
the Amber
But
Alert.
yeah, but since like it's a missing kid nonetheless, so don't fuck around. So they got that Flamberg. Because it's an Amber Alert everywhere else, but here in Florida it's called
But the
Flamberg.
question is it effective? Is it anywhere effective?
I mean, when they give you the plate of the car, I think it is.
But
But I guess it's like polls. Like polls, like are you really going to trust somebody who talks on the phone with somebody for 20 minutes and finds out their like political standing over the phone? Like, do you really expect somebody to see his text message and immediately just be on the lookout for that description?
I feel like it's.
I
don't know if it's effective, and I really can't say anything. We could look at the stats and everything.
Yeah, there probably
but
is
we
stats
don't. We
about
don't
that.
really know. We don't really know if it's effective.
So you don't think that Amber Alerts are effective?
Well, I'm not sure. Could be.
I think that because I saw it once on like the billboards, you know, the digital billboards that they have. So instead of it being like that green piece of metal with the white letters, it'll be like a blackboard and the lights come out, the words come out lit up. Mm-hmm. So I've seen an Amber Alert on one of those before. I feel like that is effective.
That's more effective.
Because you're on the highway. So they let you know, yo, on this highway, there's a cocksucker, fucking Satanist pedophile who just stole a kid. This is his car. This is his plate. I feel like right then and there, sure.
Yeah, what does he look
Any
like?
Honda Accords, any whatever.
Right. I feel like it's not too specific. It's just
Picture yourself.
randomly just something. Oh, and Amber Alert for this, and I feel like you look at it and you probably even forget. I mean, at least for me, I forget about it. I look at it and I'm like, okay, let me look at it. And 5 minutes later, I completely forget about it. I could literally see the car in front of me, or and I wouldn't be even know.
Yeah, pictures would help.
Personally, I probably wouldn't be out there looking for it, but if I did see it, and if I notice a car with the description that I notice it's like driving all crazy, like, you know, when someone's like just kind of like going choo, like I'm like alright, yeah, like swerving or just like look like they're on a mission, you know what I mean? Like, and it's the same exact car that I got described. I'll be like, oh, that's kind of sus.
Where I've seen an Amber Alert before is, you know how now
But if a car like that was going perfectly fine, like following all the rules of the road,
Yeah.
they would have gone by me. Like, I'd be like, oh,
you know the gas pumps, now every gas pump has a TV on it.
Really?
I was pumping gas and there was an Amber Alert and it came up on the screen.
Wow.
And it had a picture of the little girl.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So that helps.
It does.
That helps.
I guess it could help. I guess it could help the odds of finding whoever they want to find.
That's just a scary idea, like your kid just being taken, whatever the circumstances.
Yeah.
Your kid just being taken away from you, and
He's just
there's
leverage.
two fathers here. You, Vincent, you're a dad, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So is Sean. But
Yeah.
Sean's kid's a little older. Yours, I think, is turning 1.
It's about to be one, yeah.
About
Yeah.
to be 1. He's about to have a 1-year-old. Sean has a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
So even then, like from 1 to 10, the idea of having someone snatch up your
Yeah, that's crazy, and more in this, in this world where there's tons of child trafficking and just human trafficking.
Satanist bullshit.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
steal these how many kids go missing every year? I think 8 million. 8
Really?
million kids go
Millions
missing.
in that. Well, in the U.S., I heard it was like. a million
I'm
or
talking
so.
worldwide. Worldwide, 8 million kids go missing worldwide. And I think they talked about that the population of the Earth should actually be 11 billion. But the fact that that many kids go missing every year, like, literally affects the population. So there's like 8 billion people. There should be like 10, 11.
Wow.
But the fact that 8 million kids
Disappear.
worldwide, they just disappear without a trace.
Wow. Yeah, my
And
ex-wife.
everyone calls you crazy when you're fucking saying Satanist pedophiles. I mean, it's a real thing. They're out there. They're fucking snatching these kids up, and nobody talks about it. All the news talks about is either COVID or
they hide.
fake
The thing
elections.
is, yeah, they hide.
Yeah,
They
I-
fucking hide.
Yeah, my
accomplices.
yeah, my ex-wife, she went through that whole situation when my daughter was like a baby, not even 3 months old. This woman kept staring at her as if she was gonna snatch her.
And
Yeah,
you know what's
yeah,
funny
yeah,
is
yeah.
that person might not be the Satanist pedophile.
Yeah, just baby.
But they're like, you know, it's kind of like Uber Eats. Like, you put the order in, but like sometimes this guy goes to the restaurant, he puts the order in for you, waits for the food to bring it to you.
Right.
That's what that lady is. She's a fucking sleeper cell.
Right.
She's got the cell phone. She's
Right.
got the emails, and then she gets the order. You're looking for this, and that. Sometimes they'll even tell you where to find the fucking kid.
Right.
Because that whole thing we were talking about before
Right.
with the organ donors cards, dude. When you were born, they got you unlocked. They know your blood type. They know everything about you. They know where you're at. So if one of these rich fucks, gets that fucking midnight craving for some fucking adrenochrome, he puts in the order, and then boom, that kid goes missing. Or that same guy, let's say it's not adrenochrome, they got a failing heart. Kind of like George Soros and all this Prince Andrews and all those guys. All those guys are like 80, 90 years old, and they're still alive. Walking around, doing jumping jacks and shit. How? Because they have hearts, they have organs ready to order. Their fucking heart stopped working, boom, some guy, same blood type, ends up, he got ran over. Or he was like in some minor accident where they had to like put him in a medically induced coma for a couple of days. And then the next thing the doctors turn around the whole thing. Because again, they got the order, the pager's going out, beep, 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 put the order in. Oh, this guy's not going to make it. He's on life support. We got to pull, we pull the plug. Yeah, and then boom, they take your body. Before they send it to the morgue, they take out what they need. They stuff you with newspaper and then here you go.
That happens.
And that's what sometimes, and a lot of people call it out. When they have these, they get their relatives. They get their relatives, and then all of a sudden, why is the heart missing? Or why is this missing? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's a big deal for some cultures, because some cultures just straight up, if there's anything missing from the corpse, they won't let you like get buried in like a certain cemetery, or won't let you get buried in like a certain culture. So
what about tattoos?
It's crazy. Like why are the organs missing?
Wow. What about tattoos?
That reminds me of something that I heard online.
Tattoos are okay.
I feel like it's
all of us got tattoos except for Vincent. You don't have tattoos.
Oh no, I don't. I'm planning on getting a tattoo, but that
No,
reminds me of.
Don't. I regret mine.
That reminds me of a conspiracy theory that I heard that they
It's
take
not,
something.
dude. It's not. But
No, but something else. They take like something
Before
inside
you keep
the
going,
kid.
but before you keep going,
There's like
stop
this liquid.
calling them conspiracy theories, because they're not conspiracy theories. I mean, back in the day, you would have called them conspiracy theories, but not anymore, because all this shit is coming into light, and it's all ending up being true. That whole Alex Jones, I remember being in high school and thinking kids were crazy watching InfoWars, 2008, 2009. Alex Jones talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, he's got a fucking island. The fucking Bill Clinton flies out there. The Lolita Express. They got the 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds ready at call for them to fuck, for them to do whatever the fuck they want. This guy was talking about it over 10 years ago. Yeah. And all of a sudden, everything comes out. It's all true. It's all true. The same guy they canceled, they took Alex Jones off the air.
Where did you hear about the donor stuff?
The donor stuff? Alex Jones. Everything he says always comes out and being up true.
All those guys know about this stuff.
Because he's got his ear to the ground. He spent his entire life talking to those high-ranking officials, all these retired government employees who have a sense of self-worth, who might be Christians and they believe in an afterlife, and they want to clear their conscience. Damn, I did some fucked up shit working for the FBI, CIA, NSA. I did some fucked up shit. I helped out a lot of Satanist pedophiles. But now I want to clean my soul. I want to cleanse my soul. So they come out and they say this shit to people like Alex, to people like Paul Joseph Watson, to people like Alan Troyer, all the guys from InfoWars, all the guys from Prison Planet over in the UK, all those guys that they constantly ban, because every single person I just named has been deplatformed in one form or another. One of them might still have a Twitter, but he got taken off YouTube. One might have a YouTube, but he got taken off Twitter. Every single one of them.
Which is weird,
All
because
because
if they're
they're
really
leaking
talking
information.
conspiracy theories.
Why deplatform? Why deplatform?
Exactly.
If they're lying, if they're fucking crazy like you say they are, why do you want to shut them up? Why do you want to shut them
Why
up?
they censoring?
And it makes you think.
Yeah, it's kind of like the guy. Well, they knew Bill Cosby was doing that stuff too. It's kind of like stuff. These guys get outed at some point in time. What was it? Not kind of like that, but who's that black comedian that told on Bill Cosby? One of the guys who
Richard
pointed.
Pryor? No, Richard Pryor.
No, the guy.
Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Him.
He was like,
Dude,
yeah, man.
and you know what's funny is right after, and I'm gonna let you finish, Sean. Don't worry. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
But right after, Hannibal, whatever his last name is, cool guy. I don't think he's that funny.
It's
I've
a
seen him in
Hannibal
couple of
Buress.
movies.
It's a Hannibal. It's a Hannibal Buress.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
his name's Hannibal something.
Yeah.
Funny black guy, funny black dude.
Yeah.
I find him funny in movies. I see his stand up. He's not so funny, but he's a funny guy. And you know what? I'll let you finish on. But going back to what we were talking about, this guy, shortly after, he outed Bill Cosby, saying he knew all this shit. That Bill Cosby's raping chicks. Bill Cosby's date raping them. Bill Cosby's a billionaire. He don't even date rape nobody. He wants pussy. He snaps his finger. He gets it. it's like a power thing with them.
Right.
You know, because again, that full circle Satanist. That's what it is for them. To them, it's not about sex. It's about something different. Shortly after he outed Bill Cosby and said all this shit, all the allegations, he gets arrested here in Miami. He gets arrested here in Miami doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Get arrested. He just got arrested. Nothing.
Well, he was. They released the body cam, and he was standing on a corner, and the cops were telling. I mean, he seemed drunk, but I mean, he's having a good time. He's in South Beach. You know what I'm saying? He was talking to some fans. I mean, they were in the middle of arresting him, and fans kept coming up. You can watch the. I'm sorry, I keep tapping the mic on. Watch the body cam footage. The body cam footage is out there. Watch it, and you show. It's just him. He's minding his own business. The cops telling him to leave, and he's like trying to get his things to leave, and then the cops said, "Oh fuck you! I know who you are." They put in the call, just like the organs. Dude, it's all connected, man. It's all connected, and they try to hide it. They try to hide what you try to say by saying crazy shit about you. And that guy ended up going to jail shortly after he outed Bill Cosby. Look
yeah,
it
they call you conspiracy theories. That's
They try to downplay. They try to downplay like
discredit you.
Right.
That's what it is.
You think they're trying to do that to Kanye? Kanye was been talking kind of reckless, you know,
Well,
when he said.
Well, the thing you have to understand about Kanye is that there's mental issues there.
Right.
But I agree with Joe Rogan, because he was on Joe Rogan recently.
Right.
And I don't think that Kanye West should be on any type of like psychoactive drugs. I think what Kanye needs to do is just some self-care and work out. If he gets a trainer and he works out, I think, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like a kid, you know, who's like very active. You got a 10-year-old boy and he's bouncing off the fucking walls. What do? The sensible. There's two types of parents in the world. One of them's gonna put him on fucking Adderall. The other parent is gonna step back and assess the situation and be like, "You need sports," and they put him in fucking baseball. They put him in football, and because those kids
to develop. Yeah.
Those kids, dude, even though he's bouncing off the wall, they're like missiles. So you give him a target, and that same energy he had bouncing off the walls, he rushes at. So that's what you do with those kids. That's what you do with those kids, and that's what Kanye is.
And they honestly, they label all these kids like, oh, they're autistic, or this and that.
Right.
I feel like it's an evolution. I feel like they're smarter in a different way.
Right.
They're different, but they're smarter in a different way.
And they're probably not allowing to express this or like release this.
And so they're giving these kids drugs and stuff
haywire.
because they want them to be normal.
They want to dumb you. They want to dumb you down.
Yeah, they want them to be normal, but at the end of the day, it's like it's a natural course that we have to take. You know, we're changing, and we're always going to constantly be changing. Right. And I think we should allow that course to happen. And honestly, there's kids that I teach because I'm a music teacher, and I've taught and I teach autistic kids, and some of them are high level, most of them are, and they're literally extremely smart. Like I could literally put
they're high functioning.
They're high functioning, but because they're autistic, it gives them like an edge. Like he said, if they focus on something, they're gonna do great.
They're gonna put you on the drugs, and because then that in itself turns you into a sleeper cell. You see what I'm saying? So look at all the major mass shootings here in the United States, right? And you can find all those fucking people. They're taking antidepressants. They're taking Prozac, all this crazy shit, Xanax, shit that they fucking say, oh, it'll make you better. And all of a sudden you're shooting up at school? No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Here's the worst part. When they give you these drugs, when they give you these drugs and you look at the side effects. You could kill yourself. It says, you have thoughts of suicide. Like, it's actually worse. And then I don't understand how parents are like, the thing is, parents, they actually believe, the scholars. They're like, all right, they're smart, they're scholars, they're giving us, they have, they've studied all this, and they know what's best for our kids. And so they put these trust in these scholars, but, little do they know that it's actually could make him worse. And a lot of parents understand that, and a lot of people in the world, they think, oh, he's autistic, but actually, he might be, he's actually different from us.
Who cares if you're autistic?
Yeah, you're different.
That gives you an edge. You saw Rain Man, right? The guy, sure, he needed some help. He liked watching TV. He liked coloring. But you dropped the fucking matches. What do they drop? Toothpicks on the floor? He fucking counted all of them?
Yeah,
dude, that gives you an edge.
Yeah.
It can further you in life. I know a lot of people with mental disabilities. They fucking end up doing great. They work at McDonald's, or even though they have no college education, they work at McDonald's, they work at these places that give you a job, and they rise to the ranks, and they retire from these places.
Right.
Minimum paid jobs. They retire all these places with pensions because they spent 30, 40 years because they're hard workers. They have an edge. There's a theory out there, which is also a Tool song. I fucking love Tool, the band. Tool's tits. Tools of tits. Adam Jones, Manny James Keenan, the rest of Danny Carey. Fuck the bass player. Everyone's gonna kill me for this. But yeah, I keep forgetting his name. Justin something, I think. I don't know. But yeah, they have a song called 46 and 2. You Google 46 and 2, and it's this theory about like this psychologist, I think. Either a psychologist or like some genealogist. And we all have 46 chromosomes when we're born. And people with extra chromosomes, they end up with physical, mental disabilities. End up, like autistic.
Right.
As some might say. That guy was saying that these people are actually the next step in evolution. That the way that their brains are
developing.
Not developing, but developed already.
Right.
And the way they think apparently is the next step in human evolution.
That's a good theory.
Yeah, I
don't know if
you guys know.
Google it. Fact check me. 46 and 2.
I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure everybody.
Yeah, it's
Messi.
46 chromosomes plus 2.
By any chance, you know who's Messi. He's like one of the best players.
Lionel Messi is soccer. I hate soccer.
Oh yeah,
I've
heard of him. Yeah.
He is a high level autistic.
Really?
Autism. He has high level autism.
Talk from here.
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah, Messi.
Yeah, he's autistic.
Yeah,
Dude, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are like that.
And he's phenomenal playing soccer. He was one of the greatest players for 5 years consecutively. But they said he had like problems like communicating. He had problems communicating, like actually being social because he was autistic, high level autism. But then you see him playing and he's like phenomenal. He's amazing. Even as a kid, when he was 5, 6 years old, he was dribbling 5, 6, 7 players.
But wasn't there like a thing where they said that like Lionel Messi was like a test tube baby, and he was literally bred to play soccer or something?
Oh yeah. So what happened was he had problems growing.
Oh, so they did HGH.
They gave him like a
HGH.
I think
Google that. Human growth hormone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Human hormones.
Yeah.
It was like a shock to like.
Yeah,
his
and then
spine.
he was able to grow a little bit
Shoot
more.
up
Even
in
though
bones.
you look at him play,
bones.
and he's 5'6", 5'7". He's still
He's short. He's a little guy.
He's still kind of short. I mean, I'm short too. I'm 5'8",
Why
5'9".
is it? Hold on, and that's the one thing I never understood about soccer. Why is it that the little guys are always better? Because I figured like.
What is that?
Not true, actually.
What
It
is
depends because if you
Oh, no,
get
I was gonna
small
actually
players,
explain, yeah.
If you get
Wait,
small
what are you
players,
guys talking about? What happened?
No, I was asking him to explain like
What happened?
the height thing.
No.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
if there's small players, because I play soccer and I play
Yeah.
soccer all my life. There's small players, a small team of 11 going against a taller team. The taller team actually can have the advantage if they play centers, like if they shoot higher balls so you could shoot it with your head. It has an advantage.
You see those advantages a lot between South American teams and like European teams. Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
it's like, dude,
Absolutely.
I don't understand why
Different class of
there's
soccer.
not a fucking African team stacked with fucking.
Like track stars.
You know what I'm talking about? Some
Yeah.
fucking warriors, some African warriors.
Yeah.
Nah,
7'6",
because
250, jacked, eating rice and beans
It'll-
out there in the Havana, chasing lions and
it'll
shit.
work with American
Why aren't these
football.
guys fucking killing
It'll
it?
work with American football, but the thing is, it has to be with technique.
Wait, you're
Ball
talking
and
about
everything.
football, like American football?
American football, yeah, that
That
was
was huge. Soccer, football, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of times you're right. Those teams actually are stacked with players that are like that. They look strong and they're super fast and,
And they end
stuff.
up getting
but then
beat by Mexicans.
they shoot like animals sometimes, or like they don't have the best control though. Like, it's lacking in other areas. Like,
Techniques, yeah.
Yeah,
Techniques.
definitely
Not a
techniques.
strength.
Being little is like making you nimble. Kind of like there's a couple of.
It also gives you an edge. So being tall gives you an edge, and also being little gives you an edge. So some trainers use that into their advantage, and they use strategy. They're like, all right, we're gonna do this and this because our players are taller than these players, and it actually works sometimes. And sometimes it backfires because they're little, and so they play a different game, and it just it's all about strategy. And
There's some little guys in the NFL.
It's kind of what we were watching Kyler Murray. Nobody could tackle him.
Because he's short. He's not gonna run. He's 6'7", 7 feet tall, and this guy's 5'5", 250. A rock, a solid. This guy, you touch him, he feels like he's
Yeah,
made
is
out
that
of wood.
5'5"?
I said 5'5",
Kyler Murray?
bro. I swear to God,
Kyler-
this guy's just hitting knees.
Kyler Murray's like what, 5'11". He's about
And
220.
that for the NFL, that's small. 5'11" for NFL, that's
Oh, hell
that's
yeah.
small.
Yeah. But nobody could
Even for
tackle.
some,
Nobody
bro.
could tackle him.
Well, you just said Lionel Messi's like 5'.
Well, one thing is that he's
5'7",
solid
5'7".
and
He's solid and
like,
he's small. It's like chasing a rat, maybe. Yeah, you're trying to
Not only
like.
that, but
swole
those guys,
rat.
those
Yeah,
guys, they have
yeah.
a center.
The
They have a
steroid rat.
center. What's the word? Field of gravity. The center.
The center
yeah.
of gravity, yeah.
Yeah, they have a shorter center of gravity, so you're hitting them in the head. That's not where you gotta hit them. You gotta dive like
To take
hella
somebody
low
to grab.
when you're tall, like I said, this guy's just banging knees, bouncing. Mighty Mouse, that's what they call him, Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse?
Play for?
That's a good name.
You're Sean.
What?
What teams you play with?
I didn't play for any teams,
No,
man.
Oh. Mighty Mouse. What are we talking about?
Oh, talking about Kyler Murray?
Yeah, Kyler
Oh, Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals.
That's who we just saw right now. The Dolphins just beat him.
He's a sophomore. He's in his sophomore year. He's doing well. He beat Russell Wilson head to head. He's doing well. He's
Russell Wilson is like the rain. It's like he's leading the MVP race right now. The NFL, him and obviously Mahomes.
Talking about the NFL and the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I
because
heard the Dolphins.
these two don't know about football, Sean.
American football.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to get
I don't
to know American
but I
football.
do know
What
that
do
the
you know?
Dolphins
What
are
do you know?
starting to do good.
This is all I know right now. This is what my boy told me. He
Dolphins
said that
are
the
winning.
But
Dolphins.
you only know because the Dolphins are good because you live in South Florida and you hear
Right,
that.
but
they're
no, I have a
forward.
boy that's like obsessed with sports. He's actually great. He's probably going to be in the next podcast that we have. And but the only thing I heard about football is that about the Dolphins is that we have a really good quarterback. Apparently, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
so
we have a good
yes
front.
and no, because what you heard was. Actually, Sean, you go first.
I mean,
I got something to say about.
well, the first thing that
Do
happened.
you think we have a good quarterback?
I think we do. I think we have a great quarterback. I think he's accurate. I think he just needs protection. I think we need a running game that would help him out a lot. He is just quick release. He's not Dan Marino quick release, obviously. I don't think anybody will ever be, but he's a really good guy. He showed a lot today. He touchdown in the corner. He put it right.
They won the game.
He
They
put
won
the
game.
ball
But
right where.
But just like last game, without the defense,
Is he a rookie?
So here's what's going on. So yes, the one he's talking about is yes. So right now the Dolphins are in a 4-game winning streak. They just won their 4th game in a row. Right, the first 2 were won by Fitzpatrick. He's our quarterback. He was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Now, before the season started, the Dolphins had the 3rd overall pick at the beginning of the draft. That means that they were the 3rd ones to go up on stage and say, "We want this guy."
5th.
5th.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
5th. They picked Tua Tagovailoa. What is his name?
No,
Did I say it right?
No, Tungo Vailoa.
Tua.
Yeah. Yeah, you could call him Tua.
Samoan.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the word.
Samoan, yeah.
So this guy was drafted number 5. Supposedly, according to Sean, he should have been number 1. But what happened is his last year college ball, he was hurt the entire season.
And then
That's why he was second.
he got hurt. He got hurt in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
like
and
literally,
he
had he not gotten hurt, he would have gone number 1.
He needed surgery.
Because-
He needed hip surgery. 23-year-old hip surgery.
He was the most talented quarterback in the class. But
Nah,
since he
dude,
got
nah.
injured,
Joe
no.
Burrow.
So
Joe
here's
Burrow,
the
bro.
next question.
Joe Burrow's not he's not more.
Get out of here,
He's
dude.
not.
Everybody who pissed with Joe Burrow said he's the next Tom Brady.
He's not more talented.
Whatever.
Than Tua.
So we draft this crippled kid from Alabama.
But he's definitely proved himself because he won the first game of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Hold on. But that game was complete trash. His first play of that game, he fumbled the ball.
Okay.
The other team picked it up and they scored a touchdown.
Okay. He went against Aaron.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Hold
Whatever.
on.
Let me finish what I was saying. So 4-game winning streak, right?
Right.
4. Fitzpatrick won the first 2, easy, no problem. In the 3rd, before the 3rd game, days leading up to it, the Dolphins said, Tua is a starter for this game. I don't know why. The first 2 games, Fitzpatrick won for you. Why take him out? But whatever, the Dolphins are up to something.
Yeah.
That game, Tua did horrible. Threw for 1 touchdown, less than 100 yards. He fumbled that ball that gave the other team a score. The only reason the Dolphins won that 3rd game was because there was 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 special team touchdown. So Tua, 1 touchdown. But the defense put 2 and special teams put 1.
And football,
So they won.
In football, 1 touchdown counts for something. Like
Right,
I'm not
right.
gonna
Dude,
lie.
1 kick can count for something.
Yeah,
One kick
yeah,
can-
yeah.
That's why I like.
But-
That's why I like football
So-
better than soccer because there's always.
Alright, so they said that was the 3rd
Ooh,
game,
so,
right?
well, they won that 3rd game, but he only threw for 1 touchdown, threw for less than 100 yards, which is horrible. Fumbled that ball that led to a score.
So you're
This
saying-
4th game, the Dolphins just won.
He
He had a good game.
He
Stats
has
over
it.
100 yards.
When you're
100
talking
yards.
about that first game, the guy had a major injury. He hadn't played football in over a year.
Here's
What do you
excuses.
expect?
Here's excuses.
What do you expect?
But
You
I
want?
understand.
No,
When you
no,
get hurt, when you
it
get hurt,
it
you
doesn't
gotta-
make
you
a
gotta come
difference
back.
like that he's hurt. Yeah, he's.
It's always in the back of your head,
It takes
man.
time.
But my mentality is why are you gonna bench the guy that won you the first 2?
Right.
and
You got to
get-
know what you have.
Yes, he's getting old, but like
You
I was
have-
telling Sean, I know you do. You need new talent. But what I was telling Sean, we took a risk drafting this
Because he
triple
has
kid.
to-
Then you gotta make it pay off.
We gotta make it pay off. But I think what the Dolphins are doing right now is they put Tua in, right?
to understand what they have before the draft.
Because guess what we got coming up after the end of the season? The NFL draft.
Right,
So
we
the
have-
Dolphins want to know do we have a quarterback or do we not? Because if we don't, we gotta go shopping. We gotta go shopping. But if we do,
We
we're good.
have 2 first-round picks. We have the Texans pick.
Those are good picks. So that means we
get good
we
picks,
could get a
yeah.
good player.
We have our own pick. We look like we're gonna have maybe our own pick is gonna be a middle of the pack pick, maybe like depending on how our season goes. But the Texans are doing terribly, which is wonderful for
And
us.
the Jets. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
the way that unlike basketball, which is a lottery, right? Basketball's a lottery.
Which probably would be better for us.
So
but
if the worse you are, the higher you are in the draft. So if you're the worst team, they'll
got-
literally let you pick first.
right,
Pick
but
first.
but,
That's what I heard.
but in basketball they say
It's a lottery.
It's a lottery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Right,
like,
which-
1 year's this team, 1 year's the other.
I
team.
think we should have a lottery, honestly, for
NFL?
football. Yeah, because it would discourage teams from like tanking because they wouldn't be guaranteed
Yeah,
the
because
first
he's
pick.
saying there's an incentive. If you start the season doing bad instead of trying to save the season,
You end up with better players.
yeah, you just
right.
fucking
Of course.
fuck it,
Sure.
throw the
It's true.
season away,
It's true.
go 0-16, win no games, lose them all,
Right.
because you're getting number 1 draft pick.
Right, but in
You're good.
the NFL, you always have at least 1 or 2 teams trying to tank to get the next best player.
And
but
there's-
Also, it happens.
there's always,
It
but
always
they can't
happens.
publicly
you can't
admit
say
it.
that. You can't say
Can't
that.
admit it.
But low key they do it.
Yeah, they low key,
Yeah,
they
It's
know
an
they do.
incentive, of course.
Yeah,
of
the
course.
incentive
But
is
talk-
you get
talk
the number
about-
one.
They actually get penalized and taken away draft
Oh, for
picks
doing
if they
that.
get caught. Like if it's like
Oh,
acknowledged.
Right. There's-
Nobody gets
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But talking about retracing our steps to what you were saying, you like American football more than soccer. This is, I think, I'm starting to get more into football, American football. But the only thing that I
You live
don't
in
like,
America.
no, yeah, yes. But the only thing I don't like about it is that it's a bunch of commercials. I mean, at least watching it on the live television, it's like they play 1 minute and then you have to wait like 2 minutes. You're like,
Well,
let's wait.
the commercials are there is because football. There's a lot of downtime. That's why.
Right,
enough for
I
the
understand.
players.
That's why I
a
prefer-
timeout is 30 seconds. So during those 30 seconds, you can have 20 seconds.
Right, but that's why I prefer going actually to the game.
Yeah,
Like,
to the
game.
It's a different ball game. That's why I think I like soccer better than basketball because
I
it
don't know.
constantly-
Continue.
I don't know how you can basketball. Sure, I don't
They're
know how
constantly-
you can sit there and watch soccer. Watching soccer, and I heard this joke before. This is not my joke, but here's the joke.
Right.
Watching soccer is like watching grass grow with soccer players in the way.
No, but
Wow.
here's the
Wow.
thing. Here's the thing.
That's not my joke. I heard that before.
Here's the thing about soccer. You gotta watch the right soccer. Now, if you I'm
all
dead
the
serious.
same shit,
I'm dead
bro.
serious. If you watch, there's the best soccer right now in the world is English soccer from England.
Because they made it. They
No,
made
because
it.
they're the most
Who invented
compet-
soccer?
No, because they're the most competitive. That's why they're the most
wonder-
Google
competitive.
that. Google that joke. Google it.
Yeah, the English soccer is the best soccer.
I
because
heard that. Yeah, because it's classy. Like they have.
They're constantly attacking.
They're tall, big, strong guys.
Every
Yeah,
time you
that's
see
true
games that is
too.
3-2,
English
4-5,
people are usually
4-3.
big.
You're talking about
5-2.
you're talking about the configuration of the players.
No, I'm talking about the score.
Oh, the size.
The score.
Score.
Compared to
Okay, what did you
men-
say? 6'5"?
Yeah.
A soccer game?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That
It was-
That's
was-
because you don't watch the right
Why
soccer.
are we gambling on soccer?
was
That's
traced
what I'm
back to
like.
ancient
Let
China.
me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
Who
your
invented
question.
soccer?
It said it was traced records traced the history of soccer
So
back
nobody knows?
more than 2,000 years to China.
Yeah.
You see, more of a reason to like
It's-
fucking soccer.
What?
It says
But let me explain to you.
it said it's England that transitioned soccer, or what the British and many other people around
Oh,
the
so it's
world
like
call
pasta,
football.
because you know pasta,
Right.
even though it's like Italian and shit. Marco Polo, he brought it from Asia, because you know they eat noodles. You know, so he brought that shit. I'm like, yo, they eat this fucking noodles. I sort of laughed at
believe
one.
that.
That's true.
Right,
Marco
right,
Polo,
right.
look it up. Marco Polo brought pasta. He brought pasta to Italy. So it's
Right.
like that. It was some like English explorer. You have to remember,
all connected.
At one point,
Everything.
the England ruled like a quarter of the planet. So the fact that they had people in China and they saw this sport and then brought it over here and adapted it, sure.
So, but here's the thing about Jesus' perspective. The thing is, there's a lot of soccer everywhere.
Right.
And a lot of it is bad. So, for example, in Peru, there's soccer.
like
In
wrestling.
Colombia, there's
Yeah.
soccer. And what he's saying is that they play a 90-minute game. Mind you, they play a 90-minute game.
Why
and
is
they
it-
don't score because, and they pass it, and it's completely boring. And I could vouch for that.
Peter,
80% of the
that's
soccer is garbage.
Right.
20% is good. Where is the 20%? In Europe, mainly in England.
Right.
The reason why is because they're very competitive. And if you watch a soccer game, an England soccer game, you're not gonna be bored. You're gonna.
Dude, I've
be
seen them,
up
bro.
the
Like Manchester United and Chelsea and.
How many leagues are there? There's like so many different leagues,
That's
right?
the
Like
whole why is it so
per
expensive?
country, pretty
Right.
much.
But that's what I'm saying. There's
Right.
a lot of bad soccer out there
Germany
because
is
there's too
pretty
much
good.
soccer.
Okay.
But if you watch the right soccer, you're gonna be entertained.
So what's the right soccer?
England?
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Vincent saying English soccer is the best. You
The top,
disagree?
it's the more competitive, yes.
Right.
Because you
I
go
know
to
a lot of
you go
Brazilians
to
are gonna be
Spain,
pissed.
you go to Spain, right? And there's probably like two main there's two main teams that are like always winning. And then you go to maybe
Like Spain.
Yeah,
Like
Spain.
Real
You
Madrid, Barcelona.
you go somewhere else in Europe, and it's the same thing. But then you go to England. Every single team is good. Every single team any team could beat the top team in England because it's very competitive. So that's why it's the best.
Yo, why does Messi on the World Cup, even though he plays for a Spanish team, why during the World Cup does he play for Argentina?
Because he was born in Argentina.
So when you play for the World Cup, you're only allowed to play for the team of country you're from.
From what I know is he could have played for Spain, but he chose not to.
You have to get nationalized or something, because I remember.
Yeah, you have to be
Fuck,
national.
yo,
Like, for
why are you gonna
example,
go to
I'm-
Argentina if you're the only good
I'm-
guy?
for example,
or
I'm-
you can be like LeBron, chase that fucking goal and just
Right,
No way.
he actually could have done that because those moments of Messi's life,
Yo.
career, he actually could have been.
Vincent's
gone into
wired
Spain.
right now with this fucking expression.
It's kind of.
Super mailbox.
But doesn't
only at InfoWarsStore.com.
when the Olympics comes around, doesn't Tony Parker, when he was playing, didn't he play? What did he play for France or
That's his
something?
coffee. You want coffee?
No, you're good.
So yeah, like I was
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
back
no,
what I
I'm
was
good
saying,
with this. I was
Messi
good.
could have had the opportunity to play in Spain, and Spain they used to have like one of the top players, but he chose not to. He
Right.
chose to play for Argentina, and I think it's just like a thing. It's like a national thing. Like for me, I'm Colombian. I was born in Colombia, but I'm also American. I have the U.S. I'm a U.S. citizen.
So if Colombia and the United States go to the World Cup, who you repping?
Colombia, that's the thing.
Right.
Just like obviously,
Traitor.
no,
Take his
I love
citizenship
USA.
right
Wait,
now, bro.
USA is my country.
But I have another deal. Let's say you were really good at soccer and you had the chance to play for one of these countries. You'd probably play for the United States.
No, I pick
Okay,
Colombia.
so we
I
were
pick
just
Colombia.
talking. Hold on.
Even
hold
though,
on.
I
What
would
if
rather
they
live in
What if they offer you
States.
two
United
kids,
States.
two packages, and one is
we're
like?
gonna talk about
fucking-
soccer, I promise. But we were just talking about the NFL draft, and that's what the NFL uses to find talent. How do you find talent in soccer? I feel like there's so many teams or something. Like, how do you?
That's the thing.
How did they know Messi was gonna be Messi?
Oh, but Messi's been in a training
When
camp
he
since he
was-
was
yeah,
13.
So, oh, so then that's what happens. They grab you. They grab you as a little kid, and they're like,
Wow, they grabbed
Yeah,
me
you
from.
grab that as a little kid.
They
dude,
got-
imagine if we did that with football.
They paid for his.
think they-
for his.
I think they kind of still do that.
Yeah,
with football,
Snoop Dogg does it. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
With his, what's his league called?
I forgot what it was,
But
but
he's got a
they-
league. Snoop
Dude,
Dogg's got a league.
Barcelona paid for Messi's thing for his to grow.
The
for
GH,
hormones.
the
Yeah,
GH.
for the hormones. But here's the thing about Argentina. In Argentina, if you go to high school, you have to take soccer. It's like an elective that you have to take. Yeah, so that's why.
Like, in Venezuela, it was like that too, but with baseball. Like PE was baseball.
the Snoop Dogg Youth Football League.
Youth
Yeah.
football league. So
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg has a football league, and he develops.
But that's
he develops
smart. That's
that.
why Argentina sometimes
Yeah.
goes to the World Cup and stuff like that.
They
Same
do
thing
really
with
good,
Brazil
yeah.
because their education is they tell them you have to play soccer. Mainly in Argentina, you have to play soccer. That's a requisite that you have to take.
So what? Because we were talking about English soccer, but as far as anybody with half a brain knows, Brazil wins every World Cup. So why you're telling me English soccer is the best? But
Because they get the best players from Brazil, from the best players from Colombia, the best players from.
Yeah.
so even though
everywhere
it's
around the
English
world.
soccer, it's a bunch of South Americans.
It
No,
falls.
it's a bunch of people from all over the world
It
because
also-
they have the most.
It falls under money and resources and like the demographics of every country too. So like English teams are more reputable, have more money to buy like better players.
So was there any salary caps? How do they have all these rock
There
stars?
is no salary cap.
There's no salary caps.
I don't
Okay.
know about soccer, but I can tell you
Do
there's
they?
no salary cap.
How do you
All
pay
these
out?
questions are
Because
going
they're
to be
clubs.
answered.
They're clubs. They're
Yeah,
clubs.
go ahead.
Yeah, all these questions are going to be answered with my friend. My friend, I'm telling you, he's a huge
I'm
fanatic.
actually
I told him,
not
you
sure,
should be
but-
a sports commentator
Mm-hmm.
because he is so.
He's talking about Carlos. We got another
one of
friend,
our friends.
Carlos.
Oh, gotcha.
Yo, so
He will answer all this.
quick backstory because we're talking about soccer. Quick backstory. He said we have a friend coming, Carlos. So I know Peter. When did I meet Peter?
Well, that's for the MLS even.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
That's not
I
like
met Peter
worldwide.
probably like 2013, 2014. I met him before he met me. Because
my pre-alcoholic days.
Peter was shit-faced.
I've never
The
the
first day I met
post-alcoholic
him, he was
days now.
shit-faced. And then, you know what's funny? It was at a
It was
party.
the first day, but not the last, that he saw me shit-faced. I'll say
No,
that,
I mean,
right?
obviously, yeah. But, no, but I met Peter. He was shit-faced. We were at Rafa's house. Rafa and Peter, Frankie's house. And Peter was in a cooler, like, wobbling. So I took a selfie with him. I said hi. And then the next day, there was another party, and he just happened to be there. But this time, he wasn't drunk yet.
Yes.
Yeah, so I got to meet him that time. Yeah, I met you around that time. But me and Vincent go way back. Me and Vincent go back to like 2007, 2008. We went to high school. Yeah, his like I mentioned to you guys, we're in a group chat together, so I mentioned it to them. Vincent's mom put you in Flanagan because I went Flanagan. Everybody knows that. But your mom put you in Flanagan despite the fact that you lived in Hollywood. Because of the orchestra. I was in orchestra. That's where I met Vincent. Vincent played violin,
and he played the cello in the orchestra. And so that's how we met.
They had that class in Flanagan, but they don't have it.
Dude,
Right, yeah, it's
Peter,
like
you know about
Yeah.
Vincent's violin.
Yeah.
Vincent
Violin
and
piano.
Sean, because you know Vincent's pretty much like a violin virtuoso.
Okay.
Like he looks like this and acts like this, whatever. Like you might have this. That's what's crazy about Vincent. Like you might have this idea about him. That he likes to party and
Well,
go fucking
he-
shit.
he-
Put a
he-
violin in his fucking hand. Bro.
No, and then-
put a fucking violin in his hand. Bro. That's what he does for a living.
Violin
You're
mode.
listening to
He has
him.
like a tux,
Yeah.
little bow tie,
Dude, no, fuck
hair
that. He
to
don't
the
need none of that,
side.
bro.
He-
Dude.
No, that's how he looks though. Like when he's doing like a concert,
Dude,
it's
when
like
I
a
was in high
different
school,
Vincent.
when I was in high school, the orchestra pretty much Flanagan Orchestra was on its way out. Meaning, my freshman year, when I joined orchestra, everyone who was anyone in that orchestra class was a senior. Meaning, I came back next year, they weren't going to be there. There was this kid who was also he was a sophomore, I was a freshman. So he came back the next year, he was a junior, I was a sophomore. He was first chair meaning you're the best at what you do.
He's a colleague.
We're talking about what's his name? Soto, last name Soto.
Yeah, he's a super short. He took lessons with one of my teachers in Miami. He's
People thought he was the tits. Bro, Vincent used to run circles around him. I shit you not, bro.
Wow.
Vincent, and the only reason Vincent, because he was first chair, is because me and Vincent used to skip class all the time. And our orchestra teacher, we drove him crazy. We drove him fucking nuts. But the one thing that we had for him was our respect, because even though me and Vincent used to skip class all the time or show up fucking stoned as fuck, he knew, bro, he knew we were high. But and he said it once in class, because there was this the viola section. So there's string orchestra consists of 4 instruments. So there's violins, violas, cellos, and bass. So the violas, which is kind of like between violins and cellos, the viola section, we were at a rehearsal. The viola section was fucking ass. And the teacher got pissed, and he got so pissed that he actually brought me and Vincent into it. He goes like, you guys, the viola section, talking to the viola section, you guys don't fucking practice, you guys fucking suck. At least Vincent and Jesus. At least Vincent and Jesus. They fucking skip class and shit, but when they come here, at least they know their part. You know,
Wow.
you guys are here always fucking eating. Dude, he used to fucking go off.
He used to be hilarious.
Because he was a perfectionist. His name was Ed Mena, our teacher, Mr. Mena. So again, like I said, I joined the orchestra freshman year. That freshman year, we had a different orchestra teacher, but the next year he retired. So they got Mr. Mena in to teach orchestra. Mr. Mena didn't know shit about orchestra. Mr. Mena played the fucking saxophone. We're a string orchestra, violins, cellos, bass. Like I said, this guy didn't know shit, so he relied on me and Vincent and Danny and pretty much like their first chairs to kind of dictate what happened. He knows his music. You look him up, Ed Mena. He's got a name out there. He's a fucking one of the best sax players. Yeah,
he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's one of the best sax players out there. But he didn't know nothing about no string instruments. But he was there. There was sheet music and shit.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that was way back. That's like how many years?
Years.
Do people who play instruments, you think they get the respect and
No.
and the music industry? Do you think?
Especially today, day and age. I feel like back in the day.
Back in the day, classical music used to be like it used to
They
be
were
the
rock
top.
stars. They were rock stars.
It's like
Lil Gucci, fucking Lil Gucci. That's not even a rapper, right? Like Lil Uzi Vert, all these guys.
Yeah.
Right. Like how they are looked upon right now, like rock stars.
Classic
We're talking
music.
about people before TV.
Right.
Before The
Like
camera,
the
before
rich-
pictures.
yeah, the
there
rich
was
people
drawings and people knew who they were. Oh, that's Beethoven.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Right.
Yeah, they were like
No
very
interviews.
huge. Like only rich people could actually go to the concerts.
Yeah, like everyone knew who was.
Right.
That's Mozart. That's Beethoven. That's Paganini.
Man, that's why probably like guys like Prince were so praised because he played the instruments.
Everything.
And he played like 20 something.
Yeah, that's the
And
one
but
thing.
that's the thing about I feel like right now the music industry is, in my opinion, it's not that good. It's
Right.
actually, in my opinion, trash. As in how the music is created. It's very simple. It's only 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got music from 200, 300 years ago.
Yeah.
The last literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour.
Or complete
It's-
overtures.
It's literally
movements, entire movements.
The whole harmony of it is completely complex.
And
compared to
even though there's no lyrics, the music made you feel.
He spoke
you
to stuff.
see things. So like you would hear, for example, I love Tchaikovsky. He's a big Russian music composer. By the way, Tchaikovsky was a scientist. He didn't study music until he was 21. So for you guys out there, it's never too late. Fucking
Right.
21 years old, Tchaikovsky, and he was one of the greats. One of the greats. There's 4. So there's like a Mount Rushmore of like Russian composers. Tchaikovsky's in it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he's
So
the top.
everybody knows Tchaikovsky.
Just like Beethoven. He's
You
like
know-
big. He's big.
You're
huge.
hearing this name for the first time, Sean. Sure, why not? You know Tchaikovsky.
I probably heard him somewhere.
You absolutely.
I was on
You
hold.
heard his
Absolutely.
music.
You probably been on
And
hold.
Hey,
on
hey,
yeah.
hey. Now I'm gonna break it up to everyone. The Nutcracker.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
That's
there you
Tchaikovsky,
go.
bro.
There you go.
That's it. So
Yeah.
this is what we're talking
But
about.
here's
here.
the thing about
Yeah.
music from back in the day. It's still playing till today. Like you could go to concerts and then thousands of people watching the same movement, the same musical composition being played today since 300 years. Do you think the music that is being played today is going to be played 200 years later? It's probably going to be forgotten
That's
because
the
it's
ultimate-
not complex. It's
That's
not-
the ultimate
Yeah.
testament because right here on this podcast, on the internet, right now in 2020, year of our Lord, we're talking about Tchaikovsky. This
Yeah.
guy's been dead for millennia, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking 1800s.
So what's a song that you guys can listen to, like modern music, that will actually get you like?
Tool, a lot of Tool, because Tool has the complexity of classical music. So when you listen to classical music, it's not like mainstream
there's
music.
still some
where,
great
you know,
composers.
mainstream music, there's a
What about
hook.
you? What about you? Huh?
Honestly, from
Okay,
not even
well,
not
you
even
like
based
EDM though.
no, I do like EDM, but based off
Right.
not even based off of taste, but from like experience, for like the name that I've heard the longest. And I'm not talking about like classical music. I'm talking about like just like mainstream music. The name that I've heard from the longest back is the Beatles. To be honest, I always hear about the Beatles, and I know, and like,
I got
and
some thoughts about
and even now, I still hear randomly about like the Beatles. You know what I mean? And I'm like a normal fan, like
Listen.
not even a big fan, but
Listen,
I'm
bro,
just saying.
listen. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Fuck the Beatles.
Why?
They're
What?
talentless. Talentless
What?
fucking losers. Dude,
Why is
listen
that?
to me. The only reason the Beatles were as big as they were was a very common occurrence of being at the right place at the right time. If the Beatles were around 20 years earlier, you would never heard of them. If they had been around 10 years earlier or 10 years after, 5 years later, 5 years after, you would never heard about them.
Yeah.
They got big because there was a market. There was a market, and they filled that void. But
Right.
you listen to Beatles records, they're fucking garbage.
It's not bad.
Dude, they're
it's
fucking
bad.
bad. Dude, it's jingle music, dude. It's jingle music.
But feel good music. What was
no,
what
I didn't
was
feel good.
But
Music,
here's
music.
here's the thing about music. Like we can, I could say all this that music, it's the music nowadays is trash, but at the same time, it's music. You know, it's
Right.
it's for some people it makes them feel something, and if that's the case, then and it did its job. If people like the Beatles because it made them feel something, then it did the job. If like him liked an EDM song because it made him feel something, even though it's not complex.
Right.
But what matters is that it made him feel, because that's literally what music is about. It's about
Right.
emotion. It's about feeling. For example,
Right.
I personally dislike what's it called?
Dubstep.
Dubstep. You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? If there was ever an EDM song that moved me in some type of emotional way, it was actually like that's Skrillex, this EP, Scary Rights and Scary
yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah, that EP.
That he has that song in there about his mom, the one with the piano. I can't even sing it. We'll get the monetized. The one with the piano, dude.
I just feel like those
With
those
you
vibes-
or with my friends or something. Long drives with my friends.
Okay.
I think that's what the song's called.
I don't
That song actually made me feel something.
Oh no, yeah. There's, I'm
Even
not
though
gonna
it's
lie,
EDM,
there's some good
EDM
dubstep
and
that I've
dubstep.
heard.
Technically dubstep, right? Skrillex is
Yeah,
dubstep.
Skrillex was a big pioneer for
Here's the-
dubstep.
here's
Like
the thing
he
about-
made it pop off like when he came out with that EP actually, the Scary Monsters
Scary
and Nice
Monsters,
Sprites.
yeah.
Here's the thing about
I have that EP.
Here's the thing
That's-
about music.
that's crazy. That's a
I have
any
the original copy of that
genre-
album.
10 years, like literally to this day. 10
Here's
years,
the thing
10
about
10.
music. Any genre could actually have good music. Even people talk shit about like country music. Oh, it's terrible.
Country music's
But
great, bro. Put on
but
some
there's
Hank
actually-
Williams, brother.
But there's actually
I
there's
can
actually
stomach
some
it,
good
but
music
I
in every
can't
genre.
enjoy it.
No, no, no.
Listen,
What-
some
what-
Hank Williams, and we're talking about senior. I'm not talking about junior or the third.
Yeah.
OG Hank Williams.
There's some,
good
there's some,
music
So
in
long
every
so I could
genre.
cry.
That's what I'm trying to say.
but there's some times where people they stereotype country music as like kind of like the banjo. Like there's different
There's so
forms.
many-
Well,
Every
it's not just the
di-
banjo because
Yeah.
because you being a violin player, him being a violin player, there's a lot of they call it different, even though it's
There's
called
sometimes
fiddle. They
there's
call it
sometimes
fiddle.
you'll listen to a country song and not know it was a country song.
You can
like,
always tell, but the
Low-
thing about the
yeah.
one thing that I do like about country, even country today in 2020,
Right.
it still has its roots in rock. So
Right.
there's still a drummer, there's a bass player, a couple of guitar
Yeah.
players.
Right.
Sure, there's some dude in there twanging something, either
Right.
a banjo or one of those fucking
Right. Right.
string things.
Right.
But and there's also a violin player.
Right, but
that's
they're
what-
but Lil Nas X had to actually fight for that song last year. He had to fight to say this is a country song, and
It is a
people
country song.
it was a country rap song,
because
and,
it had,
and
what's his name on it? And he's
Oh,
still
yeah.
No, no, no,
writing-
no, he added-
Billy Ray Cyrus.
he added them.
He's still writing that
he
shit.
added
I got rich for that
he
shit.
added them later. He added them later, like checkmate. Like I got you on there,
That's the
like
thing about genres. I feel like they evolve because you
Right.
can't really classify. I feel like you can in a way, but at the same time, music is music. You
Right.
can't really be, oh, this is dubstep and this is this. I feel like it's too rigid. I feel like music, it's so vast,
yeah.
so harmonious. Like
Yeah.
if that's even a word, I don't know if I probably created a
Harmonious
word.
is a
That's a
word.
word,
Yeah.
yeah.
Webster.
Google, you got
No,
Web-
it's in
web-
Just,
Harmonious?
fact check this motherfucker.
He said harmonious.
Harmonious.
I
That's
think
a
it's
word,
your
bro.
word. It's for
Bro,
sure.
hold up, man. Hold on. Yeah, it is a word, bro.
That's a me. That's a me.
Tuneful, not discordant.
Oh, that's it.
There you go. So I feel like it's if we can't really classify music because then we actually kind of like put like walls. You're like, all right, if you pass this certain wall, then it can't be it. Like what happened to the guy that you guys were talking about. He was trying so hard that saying that this is country music, but it was
Lil Nas.
actually but it was actually based off like rap or something like that.
Right.
I feel like when
No,
we put,
but that whole the hook or the chorus.
Right.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
up country.
Well, he was black and he was rapping.
There's
it.
black country singers.
Right. But it was rapping. People didn't take to it. They were like, "This is not a country song."
And
Like,
he's gay too, is he?
yeah.
And the one people that you think would be the
that's the
biggest
market.
racist fucking country music, they took that guy. And he won.
Grammy. Didn't he win a
no,
Grammy for
not
it?
Grammys.
No,
but
but
the country music CMA.
Hey,
He
man.
won
Oh, for
CMA.
real? That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's a big up for
Dude,
him, man.
fucking Southerners and people, and they fucking took that song in.
So, what's the type of music that you like to women listen to?
I don't know. I just listen to everything.
I'd rather listen
Everything?
to a lot of Ariana Grande.
What?
Here's the thing.
It's one of the things he tolerates.
Going back,
You tolerate
going back
Ariana
to that
Grande?
NFL draft. So if singers, if this was a college thing, I remember Ariana Grande being on like this Nickelodeon show.
Sam and Cat.
No.
No, Victorious.
That.
Victorious.
And
Was
it
she?
was- and
Yeah.
she wasn't the main character. The main character, because you said the name, was the
Sam.
Victorious.
that.
Oh no.
And they
yeah.
said
The one with the V.
people keep saying I
Oh,
look
yeah.
like.
I always thought I'm like the skinny one's gonna make it. I don't think the little short pale girl is going anywhere. Shows you
Wow.
how much I know. Now you don't know who the victorious girl is, and everybody knows.
I only
who
know
her
that
name
show
is.
because people say I look like the black guy on there, or I look like I'm related to him. Yeah, they said I look like I'm related to him.
Oh yeah.
they I don't know, man.
That's where I know Ariana Grande from was from that show.
Right, but you don't know who's gonna pop off, man. A lot of times.
Again, but you like to make these calls, kind of like what we were talking about
Yeah,
with Tua.
that makes
Yeah,
You think you saw Tua his college career,
And
and
you
you were
like
like,
this-
yo, this kid's gonna be a star.
but look what he did today. He made some good throws, man. He made some.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
I heard he has potential, but the question is, this is my question to you guys because I don't really know a lot about football, but I enjoy sports. You think he's gonna stay in here in the Dolphins?
So this
course,
is what
of
happens
course.
to a lot of because the Dolphins they haven't been to a Super Bowl since the '90s, and don't even ask me the last time they won.
83
They
season.
won a Super Bowl. been ages. I think 50 plus
Yeah,
years.
for sure. I know that fact for
Yeah,
sure.
so that's the
I'm
thing.
not
The Dolphins have been, it's one of like those weird teams, and the Dolphins are notorious for having a player that's up and coming. They give up on the player.
And they give a pass
and
him off.
Yeah, that player ends
West-
up going somewhere and
balling
ends up being
out.
a star.
Yeah, like Wes Welker is probably like the most recent.
Ryan Tannehill right now with the Tennessee Titans.
Hold on. Ryan Tannehill is doing well in their system. He's doing well, but he's not what we were looking for. He's very accurate. He can throw down the field, but he had no pocket awareness.
Ryan Tannehill was a top round draft pick. I think
We grabbed him at number 11 or something like that. Number 10, number 11.
He
around
is
there.
from the same class as RG3 and Andrew Luck, and both those guys aren't even around anymore. But Ryan Tannehill is.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck was number 1.
Andrew Luck got done dirty by his organization. They didn't
No,
pay.
he retired.
No, because he was taking punishment, and he was still getting his team, dragging his team to the playoffs.
He could have gone to another team.
Andrew
Same
Luck.
with Team Tebow.
No, no.
Tim Tebow was like a number 1
Me and
too.
Peter
He
are
never
like-
did nothing. Yeah, because
No,
all
no.
he knows about
It's
soccer.
okay.
No. Yeah, no. Andrew Luck is the no.
Peter's got that NASA shirt on, bro. I don't want to talk about fucking NASA.
No.
Wait. It's
But
not
Andrew-
about- this guy. Okay.
No. Andrew Luck is the example of a guy. Like, imagine a quarterback who's so good, but his organization
He wasn't that
doesn't.
good.
They doesn't play. He's a generational talent. They didn't pay for an O-line to protect him, and he took punishment basically.
You're
He
young
re-
guys.
Oh,
supposed
I
to.
know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
so he pretty much didn't have a defense, so he got sacked.
Yeah, no. He didn't have an O-line to protect him, so he had to. He retired at 29.
Kids.
He got beat up
I
then.
mean,
He
we
got
have
beat up badly.
We have quarterbacks playing into their 40s in today's day and age.
No,
This
he
guy retired.
But I heard now, like, people are finding out it's dangerous to be, to play football.
Oh, the
Yeah.
concussion thing.
The brains.
That's CTS, but that's with anything though. You can get that from boxing. You can get that. You can
Well,
get that from playing
obviously from
soccer.
boxing.
You can get that from playing soccer. No problem. You guys are running. Even if you don't take a hit, the moment you come to a dead stop by bumping into someone, you didn't get your head. You bump into someone, your head stops. Your brain's got that momentum. It still shakes
It keeps
around.
moving.
Right.
You can still get CTS.
But I heard
Is it CTS?
it's a higher chance in American football. Like, it's actually
Oh yeah, because
it's a really high chance.
Well, the issue was that for a long time in the National Football League, the norm was to spear, aka use your helmet as literally as a weapon. You would. That was
Damn,
it was like.
that sounds like it gives people
And
concussions.
people stopped doing it. People stopped doing it. Now what's common in the NFL? What's common in the NFL now is a wrap.
CTE.
CTE. So CTE.
Yeah.
You can get CTE from anything.
Yeah.
You can be a race car driver and get CTE. You can play soccer.
You can walk into a wall,
Yeah, you
bump
can get
into
CTE
it.
for anything.
You can get a concussion and not even know you do. Like, that's just it. People think, oh, you gotta get knocked out. No, you can be
get
completely.
CTE from anything. CTE is not a problem that's
I feel
only
like
affecting
Jesus
the
trying to
National Football
make
League.
it feel better that football it's fine. You get what is that called?
CTE.
CTE. From
What does it stand for, Sean? Really quick, so the audience knows.
Chronic traumatic
So
encephalopathy.
the idea is that over a period of time, if you take these fucking blows to the head, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get fucked. There's actually an institution. I think it's somewhere in Boston. I think in Boston there's a university, and all these professional football players they sign the waiver. When I die, you get my brain. And I think they've gotten like 200 brains, all of them except one. All of them.
Right.
Got CTE.
You remember that
They
rap-
got them from professional football players.
my God.
From professional that they died natural causes. Maybe some of them didn't go. A lot of them, Peter, I shit you not. There's a lot of sad stories out there. Someone went homeless and went legit crazy, killed themselves.
Right.
Well, there's some of them that went their entire lives. No problem. Went their entire lives. But at the end, when I died, they gave my brain.
Right.
Natural causes dies. Whatever.
You get donating to
They
science.
donate the brain. They still look at it. This dude has CTE.
Yeah.
Damn.
All of them. They
Pro
had like
wrestler-
200 brains. I think one.
Pro wrestlers too.
And even a 20, what was the kid in college? There was a 21-year-old kid, bro. They opened this brain up. This guy looks like a 70-year-old.
What?
Yeah, he had a brain of
Wait, he
like.
died at 21 type
No.
thing.
So the whole idea with CTE is that apparently like a big, it's rare it happens, but there's some personality issues. So a lot of these guys get suicidal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go crazy.
There was
Yeah.
there was a guy not too long ago. What's his name again? Played for the Patriots?
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
No, the other guy.
The other guy who played for the Patriots.
Played for the Patriots.
And what?
He
The Netflix?
when he killed himself. He killed himself, right?
In prison, right?
No, he killed himself, but he purposely shot himself because when you shoot yourself, where are you going to shoot yourself in the head, right?
Yeah.
This guy said, "Nope, Got to preserve the brain. He shot himself in the heart.
Patriots, he killed
Because
himself.
he knew. He wrote in his letter. I'm like, I'm killing myself, but I'm shooting myself in the heart so you can examine my brain.
Oh,
CTE.
Junior Seau, right?
Junior Sal, that guy.
Yeah.
Bro, that
Junior
guy was a
Seau.
millionaire. Man, he killed himself in a mansion.
Yeah.
And he wrote it on the note.
Money
He said, I'm sorry for
money
my fans.
money isn't everything.
I'm sorry to my fans, I'm sorry to my wife and shit, but I don't feel right. I'm gonna do this, and I'm doing it. I'm shooting myself in the chest so you can get my brain. They got a brain CTE.
That's so he in his head he couldn't live out a normal life.
And
like,
do you know what the
fuck.
worst part about CTE, Peter, is?
What?
They don't know you got it until they got your brain. So you know what that means? They don't know you got it until you die.
Yeah, so
you
pretty
could
much you
have
can't.
it,
You
can't
could
really-
have it, but they don't know until you. Till
Well,
you're
I
dead.
mean, if that person gets checkups and they, get.
No, I'm telling you, look that up right now on your iPad.
Right.
The only way to confirm
Oh,
if
yeah,
you have
but-
CTE or not, they gotta go at your brain. They gotta open up your brain. They put it on a table. The brain gets wrinkles. It looks wrinkled and shriveled from all because the trauma
Yeah.
you kill the brain cells, and those brain cells they disappear. So your brain shrivels up. Dude, there's I don't know if we can get maybe like a diagram right now on the
Oh, yeah, that's-
screen, but it's you not knowing anything about medicine. If you see these two pictures of like a healthy brain and a CTE brain,
Yeah.
you not knowing shit, you look at these two pictures, you know something's wrong. And you look at that and you're like, damn, that's not right. That's not what a brain looks like. It looks crap. It's sad, bro. It's sad, and it affects a lot of people.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm not gonna put Bruce to play football, American football, but I am gonna put him. To
No,
soccer,
I don't think it should discourage people from letting them play the sport, but because remember that football, like soccer and everything else, evolves, and they made a lot of advancements to make the game safer. So there's those
So
big
they
kids.
say. I think it has to come a long way, So we have to wait probably a bit longer.
Speaking like an aficionado of the sport, he's like, no.
Oh
you
yeah, I'll
cannot-
back it up.
He's like, you shouldn't make
Oh,
it.
he was just saying
NFL,
that,
run me
oh,
some
everybody-
checks, bro.
anybody can get
I'll
this.
go on the Supreme
Yeah.
Court.
Just
and
falling
defend
down,
that
Oh, yeah. Well,
Get it.
Yeah, sounds a
Listen, you
little
can get just
biased.
for falling on the floor.
you can. CTE is just. It's so easy.
Look, guys. Well, main point is, it's better, recommendable to play soccer.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
If you have
What-
kids,
what's the-
don't
what's-
make them play football.
what's the
They're
oldest-
gonna get ZT.
what's
Guaranteed.
What's the lifespan of a soccer player? Like, how long do they play till?
When do they have to
When do they kind of like?
Up to 35, I think.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why.
35.
you got-
35.
But there's
Yeah.
people that have played all the way to like 40 and stuff like that. So
But you have to be
Goalie,
good.
goalie,
Maybe you're a
goalie,
goalkeeper or
goalie,
maybe
What
goalie,
actually
before-
really happens is that they usually go to another league where it's a lot slower, where there's a
Oh,
league.
got you.
But for example, what usually players do in Europe, they go from like for example from Spain or England, and they
So,
usually
like
go
Mexico
to actually
or
Italy.
like-
Yeah, they go to Mexico, yeah, but they will go also to Italy because Italy is a different play game. It's a slower,
Defensive.
it's more defensive. And
gotcha.
so usually older players go to the Italian league, or like he said, they go to Mexico because the quality of soccer is less. And or you see even players
even
coming to
here,
America.
yeah,
Yeah,
here,
I get a lot of
like
shit against that
Henri.
Mexican soccer.
Yeah, they,
No, here too though. We're one of
So
those.
American soccer?
Yeah,
I heard
that-
it's a disgrace.
No,
Well,
no,
How
don't
come the women's American soccer teams always wins everything? Explain that.
They're amazing. They're amazing. I'm not gonna lie. The United States women soccer team, they're amazing.
I don't know shit about soccer, Sean, and I know that they're the tits because you put on ESPN. That's what they always.
So
are.
I guess you guys could say that like, oh yeah, our team, our men team or whatever, but our women team, they're winning the World Cup like it's nothing. Like they're amazing.
Wow.
Like I think the last World Cup that I saw for the women that they won, dude, I think one of the girls shot from like the half of the field and made a goal and scored.
It's just not fair anymore.
It's not like
You're
it's
nasty.
It's not like the WNBA.
You're nasty. And actually, it's entertaining. I've seen the women's soccer team play internationally, and they're entertaining. It's a different.
Bro,
it's different.
yesterday I don't know why you and Carlos were playing with women's teams on FIFA, bro. I was like, what's going on? Why
FIFA,
you guys
you do
doing
that
I don't know. Yeah.
Say, you know what's so funny with the
But you can't
2K,
play men with versus women.
with 2K. Oh, that would be unfair. You with 2K.
Hey man, no, you're right.
With 2K, they
Yeah.
did the same shit with 2K, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, now with 2K, there's like a WNBA thing.
On the side, but
Yeah.
theoretically,
Nobody
yeah.
plays that. I like we play.
Because you can't. You're not gonna post it.
Honestly, the
Yeah.
first time that I ever played with the women's team was yesterday.
You know where.
Hold on, you played up. Did you play a men's team or did you just
it
play
was
women?
Women versus women.
Okay,
They don't
gotcha.
allow
You know
people-
where they let women compete with men?
Right.
NASCAR. Again, you want to think that fucking hillbillies and rednecks are racist. You
Right.
go NASCAR. There's black NASCAR drivers. You go to
Right.
NASCAR, there's women drivers, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The
That's
thing about
fair.
sports is it's not that we're trying to discriminate against women. It's just it's our the way we're created. You know what I mean?
Yeah, men have stronger bone
Bone
density,
density,
everything.
bone and muscle mass. We run faster.
They're
Different. We gotta accept that we're
It's
different. We can't-
undisputable. It's undisputable.
Here's the thing about talking about getting
Just like
a woman.
NASA being set up by Nazis, and you can Google that Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip. The United States, shortly after World War II, the United States defeated, as we all know, with Russia and the United States coming from two different sides. We defeated the Nazis, and the United States and Russia, they got together and they agreed who's getting what scientists. And we took some, and they took some. Look it up, Operation Paperclip. During that trade, we got Warren von Braun, who designed the very same rockets that the Nazis were using to attack the United Kingdom. Those same rockets are the ones that got us to the moon. But Warren Braun came over, was a Nazi, and he came and set up Nazi.
Yeah, it said something like the U.S. got them from the Third Reich or something like
Third
that.
Reich. The Third Reich, which is Germany. Third Reich is Germany.
Yeah.
And did you know that there was actually plans for a Fourth Reich? After, because the Nazis, they were smart, bro. They were 20 steps ahead of the game. They set up a Fourth Reich that was supposed to be set up in South America. So I think there's a lot of evidence that there's a lot of high-ranking Nazi officials that just disappeared through rat holes, and they made their way to Argentina. That's why I have an ongoing joke that people, Argentinians, they always like to say like, "Oh, my grandpa's Italian," and then this. Sure he is. Because that was a rat line. That was a rat line. Because who in World War II? Who was in the same team as the Nazis? The fucking Italians. So I mean, and being Catholic, it hurts to say this, but the Roman Catholic Church also facilitated a lot of stuff. They took out a lot of Nazis. You got that money, they gave you paperwork from the Roman Catholic Church and the Red Cross. They give you a new identity, new passport, and then they send you to a mission in South America. Usually Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, Chile.
Yeah, that's what they say. What's his name?
Carlos. Oh, there was a.
No, I heard Hitler he went to South America.
Oh, absolutely. So you know how the Germans claim to have Nazis. I mean, to have Hitler's remains.
Uh-huh.
It's not his. They did DNA analysis. It's not even male. It's a female. So those remains aren't Hitler's. There's a lot of proof that says that Hitler died. But the thing is that Hitler had a lot of health problems. A lot of people don't know that. He actually, people suspect that he actually has some type of stomach cancer. So he needed a lot of like medicines and shit. So people think that he succumbed to some type of cancer early 70s in South America. Probably Brazil, Uruguay, or Argentina. But the fact that there was high-ranking Nazi officials that escaped to Argentina, that's undisputable. That's a well-known fact. That's a well-known fact.
The
There's
Office jokes about it.
who?
The Office with Dwight.
You guys watch The Office?
Yeah,
You know The
I don't
Office,
catch a lot of those.
right?
Side
Dude, there was a
anecdotes.
joke. There was a joke where he
Yeah,
says that.
I don't a lot of
Yeah,
those
he
things.
says that.
A lot of
Dude,
things
Dwight,
drive by me.
he sets it up like this. Yeah, my grandfather was a World War II vet,
Yeah.
right? But
I try to visit him
yeah, I
in
know.
Argentina, but
No, but before that, he said something funny. They said that he spent the last days of the war in an Allied prison camp. They're like, we're the Allies. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah, he was a Nazi. And then he says, I'm like, he's still skedaddling. I think the premise of the joke was that
Like your whole time.
that Schrute meant, that Schrute.
That he's German,
No,
pretty much,
that
right?
Schrute men live a long time. So like
Okay.
the whole premise was that he was going to live past 100. So that's what he said. I'm like, oh, my grandfather's 103. And it's still skedaddling down in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Bro, they did an investigation.
I would have never got that.
In the middle of
anecdote.
Buenos Aires, right? In the middle of
That's funny.
Buenos Aires,
That's really funny,
in the late 1940s, early 1950s, there was the FBI was putting a substantial amount of money into the FBI, the CIA, the early stages of CIA, which was known as the OSS. They were putting a substantial amount of money into searching for Adolf Hitler in South America. So there was a couple of CIA or OSS, I think it was known at the time, OSS, Operation Special Services, Office of Special Services. It was a branch of the Army. which was later evolved into the CIA. This all came out Freedom of Information Act. Look it up. I think Obama released the papers too. A lot of the papers. They traced like some money, like investments and shit, like something. So they traced some Nazi money to this bicycle factory in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now the bicycle factory had since been abandoned, and nobody's been there since. It's never been occupied, and it's in the middle of Buenos Aires. I mean, we're talking about like a city like New York around this warehouse. And at first, yeah, it looks like a bicycle factory, which a lot of you make bicycles. You're bending steel. You need heavy machinery, right? And apparently, they were deducing that, like, a lot of this machinery could have been calibrated to make weapons. So they were doing tests on like, the walls and on the equipment, and they were finding arsenic and phosphorus, things that would be used to make either high velocity explosives. Because there's a difference between explosives and not. Those in the explosive experts, they would know this stuff. There's a difference between high velocity explosives and low velocity explosives. This goes back to that whole thing that happened in Lebanon. Remember with the factory that blew up?
Oh yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, the factory.
Yeah. Remember those two fucking guys? They, it's a missile! It's a missile! I'm like, dude, it's ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate, it's a high velocity explosive. We use it to make bombs. It's literally a bomb ingredient.
Yeah.
Ammonium nitrate is such a common ingredient to make bombs that because the thing about ammonium nitrate is that it's also used as manure for farming. So when you're a farmer, you buy large amounts of this shit, you're on a list, brother. I hate to break it to you, you're on a list. They know who you are, they got your name, they know what, but they want to make sure you're doing the right things with this thing,
Yeah.
Dude, what they do is the ammonium, what are we talking about? Ammonium nitrate, right?
Yeah.
Right?
From the Lebanon thing.
Well, from
The missile.
the fertilizer, right? They put, the FBI came up with this concept. They put like these microscopic pellets. You can only see them under a microscope. So they put like these pellets, and it's like lines of colors, right? Mm-hmm. Like different lines of colors. So it's like a blue line, red line. It's like, it looks like a pill, almost like a long, like a Xanax, almost like a Xanax under the microscope, like a long bar, but it's like different colors. So it's like, and then the way apparently happens is like the way those colors are configured is some type of identification. So if you ever use the ammonium nitrate as a bomb, when it explodes, it disperses these pellets.
Whoa.
For the FBI to find and where the fuck it came from, who the fuck got it.
Because if those pellets come out,
That's literally how serious ammonium nitrate is used as weapons. So that's what happened in Lebanon. It wasn't a missile. It was literally.
Supersonic.
It was like
the conspiracy theory.
Suck my dick. Suck my dick.
It was supersonic missile.
It was 7 million pounds. It was 7 million pounds of ammonium nitrate. That's what happened. And it was an accident, no problem. But back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? I forgot.
I don't even know. Talking about, was it sports, CTE?
No, but we were talking about ammonium nitrate. And,
Before that.
Oh yeah, the fine. So they were finding that stuff in the bicycle factory in Argentina. So they deduced that that the Nazis were trying to set up the Fourth Reich in Argentina. There was a Fourth Reich in Argentina, and that's right, dude. You go to Argentina today, year of our Lord 2020, you will end up in some towns where nobody speaks Spanish. Everyone's Guten Tag.
Really?
Straight up fucking German, bro.
What?
Straight up, dude. I swear
That's
to
kinda
God,
wild.
look it up. Look it up. Google it. And I'm talking blonde hair, blue eyed people in the middle of South
Look
America.
up Germantown in
German,
Argentina.
dude, Google it.
Or-
Germantown, dude. It looks like Vienna, because Argentina is very hilly. There's a lot of valleys and high mountains, so it looks like the hillsides of Vienna, Germany. Dude, Google it. There was Nazis in Argentina. And if you ever meet in Argentina,
this is how the
his
fact.
grandfather was
This
Nazi.
is how the
You
fact
see?
reads.
I'm blowing your mind right now, right?
The
I'm
fact-
right. Tell him I'm right.
The fact reads German Argentines today make up the fourth largest ethnic group in
Fucking
Argentina,
dick.
with over 2 million Volga Germans alone.
Vulgar Germans, dude. They don't
German-
even speak Spanish. They don't even speak Spanish.
Yeah, it's pretty much like
Look at the buildings. You see pictures? You see pictures of the buildings? Dude, look at them celebrate. They wear the Latin bows.
Oh yeah.
Look at them, bro. It's like Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it does look like.
Look at that shit,
Yeah, this is the-
bro. It's like a cheesy German restaurant. It's like almost. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's like a fucking postcard.
Bro,
Look at that. It looks like Disney World.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a town in the hillside of Germany, and everyone's grandfather was a fucking
Go
Jew.
straight to the camera and show it.
Dude, and they all
Straight to the
lie.
camera, go
They
straight
all
to
go
the camera.
online and say, "Oh, my grandfather was an Italian."
You guys can Google this.
No, yeah, Google it, bro.
Either way,
Look,
we're gonna show you, we're gonna
That's
show you.
in fucking Argentina. That's not even fucking Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, and they, dude, when they go to
Fucking
World Cup, they're not rooting for Argentina, they're rooting for Germany.
Absolutely.
You think so?
Dude,
Absolutely.
dude, you think I'm full of shit? I know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I watch documentaries and all this shit. I love it. I breathe it. But hey, Kino wants to make an appearance.
Yeah, how's it going?
He wants to make an appearance. All right, guys, so we're gonna settle it down to an end for the podcast. I hope you guys liked it. The guest,
Wait,
Peter.
you're done?
We're done. That's it. We're done. I'm just kidding. If you guys want us to continue talking, but yeah, that was an interesting. That was interesting.
So what do you think? So what do you think's going on with this election, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know there's a topic. I know Vincent. There's
I
a
will-
topic, Vincent, that you want to really go hard on.
I will break it down to you
What's
like this.
going on
This
with
is
the
how I stand
elections?
right here. The Associated Press called the election. That means absolutely nothing. The Electoral College is who picks the president, and they haven't put their vote in. Right now, what's going on is we're seeing a Satanist takeover of America, and America is fighting for its life. I can guarantee you, there's gonna be recounts. There's gonna be a lot of votes gonna be thrown away because what's going on is unprecedented. Sean, you know who Joe Frazier is, right?
Yes.
Joe Frazier, the boxer, right?
Yes.
What if I blew your mind and I told you he voted this year? The man is dead. The man is dead. There's a ballot
That's
with
a-
his fucking name and his fucking social security number. What the fuck?
A bunch of dead people voted this year.
Joe Frazier, how stupid do you think we are? You couldn't find someone else? You couldn't go to the cemetery and find someone's dead cat and fucking put that on the ballot? No, you fucking, because you thought we're fucking stupid because you think we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Why do you think they want Trump out? What do you think?
Dude,
What do you guys think?
I just
Because they are scared. They are scared that Trump is Christian.
It's not that.
It's literally
I
good
think
versus
it's more than
evil.
that. It has
It's
to
good
do. It
versus
has to do
evil.
with power.
Trump is not a racist. Trump was never a racist. We're talking about a man who was always on the public spotlight.
Trump doesn't rely on
Day one. Day one, 80s, 70s, this guy was the number one donator to Jesse, what's his name?
Jesse Jackson?
Jesse Jackson when he ran for president. The first black dude to run for president. Donald Trump was like, yeah, brother, I got you. Here's the money.
Yeah.
Here's the money. Let's go.
Yeah, I think
Dude,
that-
he used to go to
what's
dinner
going
with
on?
Don
So
King.
talking about the
So
media.
how come Donald Trump runs for president and now he's a racist? What the fuck?
It's the media. The media. If you look at if you look at New York Post, if you look at CNN and all these media outlets, there's probably like thousands of articles saying that he's racist. So what happens with propaganda? Where they're constantly every day
No proof.
telling
No proof he's
telling
racist.
everybody that he's racist. It eventually gets in your mind. Like
Right.
for example, a week ago, I was with one of our friends. And he was like, "Oh, Trump is a racist," and we're like, "Oh, how is he a
Prove
racist?"
it.
He's
Prove
like, "He literally couldn't."
fumbled.
He
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah. Didn't know why.
He couldn't. But
Listen, if
it's
you
not-
don't like the guy, just tell me you don't like the guy.
Right.
And we can go past that.
Right, and so what's going on is that the media is constantly, literally on my phone. If you have Apple, if you have an iPhone,
Apple
on
News.
Apple News,
Yeah.
every day they're saying that he's racist. So what happens when you're constantly looking that he's racist, every day, eventually in your subconscious mind, you believe it.
They force
That's-
people to believe this stuff.
That's what you call propaganda. Literally, look at the word
Yeah.
propaganda.
Satanist,
They program.
Satanist
Yeah.
propaganda.
Now, about the
Satanist
Satanist,
propaganda.
that's a little bit far-fetched. I don't know. He could be true. He could be right. But what's going on? Look, what's going on is that. What's
You
going
kidding
on?
me? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course I'm right. These people are fucking Satanists.
All right, so
These
what's-
people are
what's going
pedophiles.
on?
We just talked about the 8 million kids go missing.
What's going on is that
Andrea Pro, Google it.
very powerful people that run the world, not just USA, that run the world. China, all these people are connected. He's right. All these people are connected. They want to control. And what's going on? They can't control Trump.
Yeah.
All of his campaign donors are literally like me, workers,
Listen.
or farmers. Hold on, let me finish.
No problem.
Farmers.
Finish.
All these
Perfect.
people
I
are
love this.
regular people like us. If you look at Joe Biden's the money that's coming to him, it's literally huge for pharmaceutical companies.
George Soros money.
George Soros money. It literally powerful people from all
Google
over the world.
George Soros.
So
bro.
what happens? What's going on?
Real life James Bond villain.
Right. What's going on is that really powerful people that run the world, they want to have control over our politicians. They can't have control over Trump.
Because he's a billionaire. So you're going to come out. Listen, when you're president of the United States and everybody just talking spit, that's gross, no problem. There's no COVID here. Sean had a scare with COVID, right? You thought you had COVID for a while.
Yeah, I got tested.
He doesn't. He got tested. My man's clean. Everybody gets clean.
Right.
You came up with COVID, but he beat it. This shit's a cake. Back to it.
Right.
Back to it. What are we talking about?
We're talking about how Trump, how's
Right.
he a racist and all this stuff. So your question was, why are they attacking him? Why do they want him out?
Right.
It's because of that.
Yeah, they can't control him. So
But they can't guess who they can control. All these politicians
Sean.
that have been in Congress for years. And
Because guess what, dude? Listen. You tell me, Google right now, because you're gonna say I'm full of shit. I know how much he makes. Google right now, how much does the president of the United States get paid? And he's gonna tell you a number right now. I know the number, but so he can Google it. I know the number. Guess what? When you leave the White House, there's a bill. So take that into consideration. You don't stay at the White House for free. There's a bill when you're done. How much does he get paid? It's a year's salary. What's a year's salary?
400,000. 400,000.
Okay, so you as president of the United States, you make 400,000 a year. That sounds like a lot of money. That's a lot of money for me. That's a lot of money for everybody in the table.
Right.
No problem. You can live comfortably off of that.
Yeah.
But how does Obama make $8 million in the 8 years he's president?
book deals.
Because $400 million, like I said, it's a lot of money, but we got a lot of billionaires out there, right? Here's $100 million. This is no problem. But you gotta, this has to go through, or that, we don't like this.
Right.
Special interest,
So
lobbying. Donald Trump is a billionaire.
You can't.
By the way, these bribes, 50,000, 70,000, 100,000,
Mean nothing to him.
Donald Trump
Yeah.
wipes his fucking asshole with this shit.
Right.
So it comes down
He
to
gets
that.
hookers for 125 grand.
Right.
This shit doesn't mean shit to him.
So
You know what I'm saying?
what's
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
So if you're a lobbyist and you got 50, 70 grand in your pocket, how the fuck are you gonna go to Trump and tell me, I got this? Get the fuck out of
So
this
it all
face.
comes down with control.
By the way, you can go after me. Donald Trump didn't take none of that money. He donated his salary. Look it up. You can Google that too. Donald Trump didn't take the 400 grand, that 400 grand a year. He didn't take it. He donates it. Every year he donates it. I think it's illegal for him not to get paid. I think he get paid $1.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
paid
he
$1
takes
every
$1. Yeah, he gets paid $1. So fuck you, he doesn't pay taxes. Fuck you, the man literally is doing the job for free. He's president of the United States
So
for free.
what's going on with the media is that they're literally attacking Trump because the media is literally
A
influencing.
good man.
Yeah, the media
man.
the media is actually influencing. I mean, the media is actually influencing a lot of people. And guess what? Guess who gets the media get paid actually by these lobbyists, by these people that actually control the world, by these literally elite people call it
Am I
elites.
right?
Well, while it's true that President Trump has donated his salary to different federal agencies throughout his term, he still profits off of real estate and other business dealings.
Well,
Yeah,
of course,
of course.
because that
Yeah,
was his profession.
Yeah,
He wasn't always a politician. He
Yeah.
wasn't senator before he was
Right,
president.
what the
he
claim-
wasn't a mayor before he was, he was
Entrepreneur.
an entrepreneur, and also, you know what, I'm going to run for president and wins.
Yeah, they say that the claim is partly false. So
But
right,
that,
for
again,
the
that's
moment,
the fake news media.
Yeah.
Sean, you just heard it, and you
Right,
understand it, right?
right,
Where
right.
you be, right? What I just told you is true. He gives away his check. He still gets money from his business.
By the way,
Right,
fact
His
checkers
job.
do that. They do
Hold
that.
on. How is that fake news?
Yeah, to me, I feel like he was doing a lot of different
How
things.
does that
people-
get flagged for fake news? The fact that he just proved that I was right, but by the way, it's fake news because it's partially.
But that's what fact checkers do. They actually do this a lot. They're
It's
like, it's partially
It's
true.
bullshit.
Yeah.
They say this.
Dude, and
they
that's-
say this. It's partially true.
Tell him,
but
Vincent,
it's
tell him.
partially true. But it's but he actually gets money from real estate and all this. It's like
That doesn't make any
bullshit.
sense. That
Yeah, they're
almost,
saying no. It's partially true. But they always do that with the truth. And that's the scary part about fact checkers, because they could easily be influenced by other people, and they could actually manipulate the masses by saying, by the way, this is actually false, but it's what happens if it's true? They make you believe that it's false,
Right.
And then that's when it gets dangerous, because they manipulate the
yeah,
masses.
by putting the disclaimer of fact check. It's almost like
Listen,
Exactly.
I posted an
Yeah.
article on Facebook. The article was what I mentioned to you earlier, Peter, where it said that, by the way, these mail-in ballots, they open them. When they open them, they rip the page, right?
yeah.
So now it doesn't go in the machine. So what they do is they see what the person wrote, and they're copying it by hand. so they can put in the machine, right? Listen, I posted that. As an article. I get fact checked, fake news. Read the fact check. Oh, they were doing it because they couldn't go in the machine. I just fucking said that.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
saying it's
Exactly.
false.
They said it
but
is
I gotta
partially
click on the
false.
fact check for you to tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just it's like this. No, fuck you. Get that fucking bullshit out of here.
Twitter,
I was right.
Twitter,
I was right.
Facebook, all these people are influenced by the people call it elite, and people are like, oh, conspiracy theories. But I say the elite, people that have power over this world, not just USA, but all over the world. There's people that have billions of dollars. They literally have control over a lot of people, politicians, the media. They control the Facebook, and it's dangerous because once again, fact checker could actually tell you, oh, by the way, this is actually partially true, or it's actually false, but it's actually true. And so they manipulate the masses. They're like to thinking that it's actually false. And so what happens? That becomes dangerous because
Right.
then they control. Guess what happens when somebody controls the information? They control the masses. When they
That's
control the
what
information.
George Soros is with all these special interest groups, and they fucking donate this money. Dude, you guys fill that bottle of tequila.
Right. And fact check us out. You guys could check who funded
George Soros.
No, I'm saying-
And guess what? George Soros, even though he's Jewish, guess what he did, Sean?
What?
During World War II, he was in Germany, right? His uncle, when he was a teenager, he got with his uncle, and what a lot of the Nazis did is that they were told to round up the Jews, and they thought that job was so beneath them that they chose like a head Jew. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like a house.
Yeah, you know.
Like that. But what the equivalent with a Jew. Mm-hmm. George Soros was one, and he told them, he would tell, oh, this family's got this and that, and you know what they would tell him, give him as compensation, and this is how he got a lot of this money actually, because George Soros is a billionaire, and sure, he got a lot of his money from business dealings, but the seed money, right? And you see it in all these Holocaust movies, you see it in all these World War II movies. When they get the Jews, they didn't have lead fillings back there. They had gold fillings. That's why gold fill, and it was a lot of money. So they would give them. I'm like, oh, whichever one you round up, they got gold teeth. We'll give them to you. Whatever they got in their house, you can take.
Yeah,
So
they'll
they
take
have
it. Now,
silverware.
here's the worst
silver
part.
menorahs. That's how he got a lot of his money.
The Washington Post. Somebody said that he did that, right? So I think it was.
And he gets fact checked as fake news.
Right.
The guy is on CNN. 60 minutes. 60 minutes.
Right.
He admits.
Saying, oh, I used to do this.
Here's the-
He says it was happy making.
Wow.
Here's the
happening?
worst. Look, here's the worst part. He admits to it in live television, and then the Washington Post says it was false. Literally saying, "Oh, this is false." What they're saying about him. But
Well,
then
you gotta click on the
but
fact
then
check,
you look,
and then they tell you.
But then you look at the video of him admitting to it.
Yeah.
It's great. Then that's how dangerous the media is, and people don't understand that. A lot of people say, "Oh, fake news, the media, and all this." You know who exposed the media? Who really exposed the media? What's the whole thing
Alex
about
Jones.
fake news? No, who said about the fake news? Who made it big? Trump.
Right.
Fake news.
Fake
Why
news.
is it used?
Infowars.
Because of Trump.
Right.
Because of Trump mainly, right? He made it. He put it out there. Now everybody says, "Oh, fake news," because they are really fake news. They actually get controlled by the elite. People say elite, but they're actually people that literally have influence over the world. That's what it is. People that have a lot of power. They have influence over politicians, over the media, over many people because they have power. And so what's going on in the United States right now, why they're attacking Trump so much, is because they're not in power anymore. They literally didn't think that Trump was going to get
Wanna
elected.
hit this dog?
They didn't think that he was going to get elected. I'm good for now.
Yo, Peter. So hold on, because I feel like Peter hasn't talked at all, man. I don't want to turn this mic on.
What?
Peter and Sean. No problem. Peter, you're going on the spot, bro.
Yeah.
What have you been up to these days, man? What sets you up? Because I know you go to school, right? You're like the only one. Well, besides Sean, because Sean already got his degree.
Right.
But
I need to get another one, but go
no
ahead.
problem, bro. Get it, man.
I actually, honestly, I'd rather
Vincent
open.
are hustling, bro.
I'd
There's
ra-
nothing wrong with that. If you go to college, it's a good thing. If you don't, there's ways around. There's vocational school. There's a whole bunch of jobs out there. But Peter, you go to school. I've never asked you what's your major.
So I was majoring in sports management, but ideally I want to get into physical therapy, which is what.
Sean's eyes just lit
The
up.
physical
Sports
therapy, bro. Physical
Yeah,
therapy.
So pretty much I've already graduated with my bachelor's. I'm going through some prereqs, and then I can go into the program. That's like 3 years, and then I'm pretty much done. I hope. I
I
don't
mean, he's
think
gonna
I
get his doctor's degree.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't
Do
think
you
I
want
want
that? Would you want to pursue something like that?
Oh,
I don't
definitely.
See, I don't
Yeah.
see, dude, to stay in school for like 9, 10 years, bro.
But-
Well, to be
Even
honest,
if you like it, if you like it,
honestly,
then it's
ideally,
a-
if I did
And
take
isn't getting a doctorate like really hard? You have to
I-
come up with something that nobody's ever come up with.
Ideally, I would have taken the prereqs while I was in my 4-year program, but I honestly, there was a lot of hard classes that I didn't feel like doing. At a part of like doing 4 classes at a time, I just felt like right now I'm taking chemistry and I'm only taking that class by itself while working. I can't really do that. I couldn't do that when I was trying to get my bachelor's. I was always taking like 2 or 3 classes. I couldn't put that in my focus in one class. But ideally, it could have taken me 7 years if I was driven and like no fucking around for these like 7 years, you know, do and like, you know what I mean?
And because I think this is important, because I know that we probably have some viewers. Sean always stresses. He wants this podcast to be about teaching life experiences, right, Sean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a bunch of everything, a little bit of everything.
So Sean, so Peter,
Yeah.
what do you think? What would be an advice for somebody who's just starting college, you know, and works a job? Because you've always worked, because you got rent and shit due, right?
Yeah.
So you always worked and going to school. Like, what advice would you give to someone?
Honestly, my advice is like don't stress out. You work at your own clock. Cause like me, I graduated out of my bachelor's like in 6 years technically. But I've been on my
How long
own
did it
since.
take you? And I'm sorry, Peter, I'll let
Yeah.
you finish. How long did it take you, Sean, to get your bachelor's?
Oh my goodness! Actually, when I went back to school, I went back to school at what?
Yeah, because you have to understand. Unlike Peter, Sean, you had a child. You
Yeah,
had to
that's
tell us
even-
at
that's
an earlier
something
age.
Yeah,
Sean's
that-
only 30. You're 33.
33. Yeah.
So and your child's 10. So that means you had a kid at 23. Everyone at this table is older than 23, except Andrea. Andrea's 22. See, so but yeah.
So,
your
so,
child's
so
23,
you're
goes
pretty
to
much,
school.
you gotta prioritize yourself right. Like, you know, you got stuff due. Sometimes you gotta pick up more hours. If you have to drop that class, it's better to drop it than like risk your GPA. That GPA stays with you, you know. As
Right.
long as you stay on track. If you know you're in it for the long haul, it's more of a mentality thing. Like whether you're gonna be done in like 8 years, 9 years, or you're gonna be done in 6 years,
So
you're
it's
gonna be
about
done.
just doing it. Doing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
work
and doing
100% of it.
and not giving up, and also like as a result of like you prioritizing the right way, you are successful in these classes that you were like, oh shit, I thought that was gonna be really hard,
Yeah.
but then I got it with the B, you know, out of just like so that kind of keeps you going too.
When
Like
it-
your little battles that you won will keep you going to like you're saying when everything falls into place, you're like, all right, so for sure I can definitely do it. Like if everything just keeps going my way.
When
like,
it comes to studying, this is a two-way question for both you and Sean. I feel like we've talked a lot, so I want to get them talking. Dude, what do you do? Like, what's like something you do to like motivate you when it comes to like sitting down and getting like that paper written, or you have to study? What's something that
oh my-
motivates you to do
honestly,
this?
it's so hard for me. Like to be honest, I'm a big time
Are you
procrastinator.
a coffee guy?
I'm a big time procrastinator. So like, to be honest, like if I don't feel the pressure, like I won't be able to focus. I'll clean my room. I'll
So
do
you
my
need the
laundry.
pressure to
Yeah, I need the pressure,
Okay.
and then at the end, like that's when I actually like grind hard. Like my focus will go up to the top.
11:59.
Yeah, like it'll be those
when
four
it's down to crunch time.
those
yeah.
4-hour sessions, study sessions come so naturally.
That's kind of like what we were talking about that last time, where like it's kind of like the same way with me. Like I like to like maintain like an average playing field, but if it comes to like in a situation where you have to shine, whatever, call me. You know, like I'll show up. What about you, Sean? What did you find that was something that motivated you to like getting that work done or getting that study done?
Oh man, when it came to that, it's just you say to yourself, you're paying.
Music or no music?
Music distracts me, man.
Ah.
Well, it depends. If you actually listen to classical music,
Music
actually
with no
gives you
lyrics. I
a-
was just gonna say that.
Yeah, with
Music
no
with no
lyrics.
lyrics. Go ahead, Vincent.
Anything.
Because Vincent plays the violin. Go ahead.
I'm old school, man. I would go to the library where it's quiet. I need
and also,
complete
you know,
silence.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's not, but
Yeah.
there's actually studies saying that actually listening to classic music like Beethoven,
Because
Tchaikovsky,
it makes you think. It makes it. And I'm gonna let you finish. It activates
Right.
certain parts
Of
of
your
your brain
brain.
that
Right.
you would otherwise would not be activated. And before you go, baby, music or no music when you study?
No music. Yeah.
And-
I'll listen.
yeah,
You
that's
listen.
like it?
studying.
Even without lyrics?
Like for a paper,
What?
maybe.
You
Like
get-
yeah,
It's
but
a-
like not for
it's a-
studying. Like,
yeah, with
or
the lyrics,
for like
it's
chemistry
nearly
and
impossible.
music.
But when you listen to
Just
classical music,
instrumental.
you can.
What's that shit called? Lo-fi hip hop beats. Study
Oh, no.
study
I
beats.
think go to sleep.
You think so?
Yeah, those are.
No, but hold on. But like on the same channel though, if you go on YouTube, Chill Cow, shout out to Chill Cow, #1 YouTube channel in the world. They have a 24-hour stream. They constantly play the lo-fi hip hop. They have different. So there's like a more uphype one actually. that's like woman.
I mean, I'll definitely.
It's like more jazzy.
Right.
There's like trumpets. It's not just like the minor chords.
No.
That they have. Oh, my man. Hey.
Right before I study, I'll listen to music to get me pregame, like hype. But other than that, I can't. It's complete silence.
And because we have to, Sean and I feel entitled to, bro. We have to mention it. The legend that is Pat Tillman.
Oh yeah,
These
yeah.
two right here don't know who Pat Tillman is. So Sean,
How old are you guys, by the way?
I have no idea.
They're around my age,
No,
a little
yeah,
younger.
older.
So how old are you?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm 28.
28.
I'm 26.
Okay.
26,
So
okay, gotcha.
Sean, you tell him the legend of Pat Tillman, and I'll step in if there's anything you can.
I mean, I think you would know a little bit more about him.
Okay,
He's
so Pat
at-
Tillman played, and you could correct me then.
yeah,
Pat Tillman played for the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay, so Pat Tillman, linebacker.
Oh, let's Google that.
Google it.
Yeah,
Think it was a linebacker or tight end. He was white. That's usually what the white.
yeah.
Call it.
Let me see. Pat Tillman. He was. Let me see
Linebacker
here.
or tight end.
We're about to see. Find out.
Yeah, dude, that's what he played. I'm telling you, he was white. That's what the white players played.
So white. The white tight ends.
Long blonde hair, white boy. Yeah. I mean, look at his name, Pat Tillman.
Man, what was he? My goodness.
Dude,
He was definitely a defensive player. Oh, he was safety, man.
Oh shit! So,
Oh!
That's a linebacker. That's usually whatever. Pat Tillman was a safety, so he got drafted from college to play
1998.
in 1998 to play. Okay, so 1998. Let's keep that in track. That's an important date.
Okay.
Right, so he's playing professional for the Cardinals, and then 1998, 1999, 2000, and then 2001, right?
9/11.
September 11th. He saw that just like you and I did. I was in a classroom. Everyone, go ahead in the comment section and put where were you when 9/11 happened. I was in a classroom.
Yes.
I was in a classroom.
Pat
too.
Tillman, just like all of us, he saw the same things all of us at this table, Andrea, saw on TV.
I was 3.
You don't remember it?
I was 3 years old.
Yeah,
I
Sandra?
didn't hear.
You were 3 years old.
Well, you saw it. You
my
remember it,
goodness.
right?
I
She doesn't
didn't know
remember.
that 9/11 was until 5th grade.
Dude, I remember when I saw it because I had just gotten here like the
Makes
month
me feel
before.
old.
I had just
It
gotten
felt
here.
some sort of vibes. Like, it was weird.
Dude,
I
are
was
you
in first
kidding me?
grade.
Dude, my first 4th of July was the 4th of July after 9/11.
Wow.
So like, that was like some.
Wait, talking about 9/11.
Pat Tillman's important though. We gotta go back.
Conspiracy theory 9/11.
Dude,
What do
no,
you guys
hold on.
think?
Before we talk about that,
Wait,
show some respect. Show some respect. Pat Tillman. So he's a professional football player, right?
Yeah.
He saw 9/11, right? Guess what this guy did?
What?
This guy put his professional football career, multi-million-dollar making bank career, put it on hold to join the armed forces. He said, fuck you, I'm joining the army. He joined the army.
They enlisted in
He was
2002.
like a ranger in 2000 what?
2002.
So literally the year after,
shit.
he talked with his wife probably. He probably had a baby mama,
Him and his brother did it together.
Yeah, dude, and he fucking joined. Sad story is he ended up dying.
Friendly
Friendly fire. Who
Yeah.
cares? He's still a hero. Yeah, but Pat Tillman, man, the legend, the myth.
Yeah, he still has a statue. He has a statue right outside.
Yeah, outside the stadium.
That's awesome.
So like that shows you a lot, man. Of like what it takes to be like
So
a real man, real American hero.
Yeah,
for you
that's
to
his-
do that.
he-
That's
that's-
kind of like Donald Trump.
Oh,
Going back
true.
to it, the dude
Yeah.
was a millionaire, billionaire, making billions of dollars, and he goes to another job where he's not making money, and he's like donating
Damn.
his salary or whatever. We just proved that. Google
He looks
it.
like an action
And,
figure.
you
He's
know,
like
that takes.
He has, like, the whole chin.
It's
Yeah.
a call.
Profound chin.
A call to serve.
perfect looking guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
A call to serve.
Yeah, and it's a sad story about Trump that he's actually trying to help our country, and a lot of people are brainwashed into thinking he's like this terrible person. But here's
People want handles. Dude, listen, I come from
It's not even
Venezuela.
about-
I come from Venezuela. You don't know what it's like to have somebody come in and tell you you can't have a business. That's what happened to my father. It's horrible to see riots. I remember smelling tear gas. I was with my mother. And by the way, if you're at these fucking rallies, obviously, whether you're good or bad, hey, what helps with tear gas is drinking iced tea. Don't believe me? Try it. I know because I'm from Venezuela and that shit happened to us.
But
Dude,
here's what the sad story.
that's real
here's the-
communism. That's what you people want.
But
Biden.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about Trump. I don't think it's people's fault that they hate him and all this stuff. They're like, oh, he's racist. There's people that literally emotionally hate him. They're like, oh, I hate the guy.
Right.
But here's where the media comes in. The media has been the whole conspirator, literally making
They
up
won.
stories. making up stories about Trump.
Amen.
And so what happens when, like I told you before, like we're talking in the podcast, what happens when every day they're constantly saying, "Oh, he's racist, he's racist, he's racist." You're literally looking at the title. You don't even have to look or read the article. He's racist, he's racist, he's racist.
It's
because
like,
it is.
it's the CIA programs, and we've all seen it in TV, and it's based on TV and movies because that stuff's based on real life.
Yeah.
Where they grab the guy and they strap him up to the chair and they hold
yeah.
his eyelids
Yeah.
open,
Make him watch.
and they have that fucking
We'll watch it,
film
yeah.
going. He's racist. He's racist. He's racist.
And
That's
so-
what's
and-
going on.
and so
they're
people-
doing that to everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing that to everyone. So what happens where literally there's thousands of articles saying that he's racist, just opinions,
Right.
Well, mainly opinion. Oh, he's racist because this, and that, and it programs people to believe that.
Right.
Even people that haven't even like know the guy, because honestly, I don't know the guy.
Right,
He
but-
doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. At the end of the day,
He doesn't know our names. I was thinking about that today.
Right.
I stand up and I get called a racist and I get called a scumbag because I'm Hispanic and I vote and I agree with Trump and I like Trump and I'm a Trumper and this and that, and I get called a fucking racist and I get called a scumbag. Dude, I get attacked by racists. I'm like you, but I don't let it faze me. I think it's funny. I make a day out of it. Dude, what did I do with that racist? Jim Mingo, fuck you, buddy. You fucking giddy fuck.
Right.
I did with the same thing with that guy. I fucking made a group chat and I make a day out of it, dude. I don't let stuff like that get me down. I let stuff like that motivate me. And
Right.
that's what you should do, dude.
Right.
That's what racists are. When you break them down, that's what racists are. They're haters. They're haters. And I love haters, bro. I love that shit. I feed on that energy.
Right,
You're
but-
gonna come at me with negative shit, I'll come at it with you
Yeah.
threefold.
Right.
and so that's how much power the media has because they have the power to influence the masses.
They have the power to influence an election, which is why you have
Well, think of-
CNN, ABC, MSNBC, even Fox News claiming all the Associated Press. That's what we're talking about here.
Right.
The Washington Post, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the Associated Press. That's what we're talking about here. All of them claiming Biden won because just like he's a racist. That's the next card.
They're making people believe.
And what was after
Yeah.
he's a racist? COVID.
Right. But you have to think about what was the perception of Trump? What was your perception of Trump before he was president?
Well, to be honest, that's really funny.
He was
because
a
yeah, he was cool.
He was cool, but like to be
Yeah.
honest, when it came into bringing him into politics,
Right.
when people announced, oh, Donald Trump is running for president, it was a big joke. Like to be honest, it was
At
a big,
first.
it was a big
Hold on,
joke.
Andrea's talking.
Like Kanye, you said? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like Kanye. Like it was kind of funny. Like we were like, oh, really? Donald Trump is running? Big old businessman, real estate guy, like
Right.
New York, like guru.
You're a
like,
fired guy, right?
Kind of try.
He
Yeah,
had
okay.
multi-billion-dollar
Let's
show,
see what's-
multi-billion-dollar business. Sure, a couple business went down. A lot of people say, "Oh, the Trump casino, it was a failure." Guess what? It was in Atlantic City. Atlantic City was going through some shit right now because even though Atlantic City is trying to beat this really nice thing, guess what? That money from the casinos is really not being pumped back into the community. And you go to Atlantic City, and just like Las Vegas, but Las Vegas has got that flashing lights thing going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been established.
Nightlife.
But you go to Atlantic City, it's just like Las Vegas. Take 2 blocks off the strip, see what happens to you. You're in a shitty part of town now. It's like Wynwood. You go to Wynwood. We all from South Florida. You've been to
yeah.
Wynwood.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
to Wynwood. I've been to Wynwood. Andrea's been to Wynwood.
Go down the street.
You go to Wynwood. Fine, dandy. Art.
Overtown.
No problem, dude. Go 2 blocks that way, 2 blocks this way, 2 blocks that way, or 2 blocks this way.
You were Overtown.
You're in Wynwood no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So whatever. But Atlantic City went through some shit, and that was like another Trump failure,
Right.
whatever. But you can't also ignore the successes. And I don't see you having multiple businesses. I don't see you having multiple revenue streams.
Right. But the overall perception of Trump was he was like,
But
The way I see it,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna let you guys finish. The way I see it is this.
right.
A lot of people give Donald Trump shit. Oh, his daddy gave him $1 million. His daddy gave him. Listen, if my father gave me $1 million, I can guarantee you right now, I do not have the ability that Donald Trump had to turn that into $3 billion this man has. Go.
Right.
So he's right about that. Like you can't disavow his accomplishments because of his failures.
Right.
There's obviously he probably I don't know if you know the statistic. You could Google it.
Right.
There's if you out of 10 businesses 9 fail. And so he was creating multiple businesses. Yeah, multiple.
Playing the
businesses.
odds. It's kind of like when you gamble. When you gamble, there's something called hedging, right? When you hedge, it's kind of like you're covering your losses. So, for example, let's say you're betting on a.
Finish the full thought. Let them finish
For sure, finish football.
So it comes down to this. So he's unsuccessful. They're saying he's unsuccessful, but you got to look at more of his successes. Like look at LeBron James. He literally went to the finals and he lost 5 finals. 5 finals.
Michael Jordan's the GOAT. We talked about this episode 1. Look at that.
No, he lost 6.
Right. Oh, he lost 6. Sorry about that. Thanks for
No problem.
fact checking.
Correcting me.
Yes.
Fact check.
6. Yet we see him as the great because it's not about his failures; it's about his successes.
Right.
And people forget that. Like, yeah, Trump made this business and this and that, but he fell on them. But then you got to look at his successes. He has a lot more successes than failures.
Right.
That's why he's a multi-billionaire.
With
You know
a
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, you
So
got
yeah, maybe we're biased because we're Trump supporters. Maybe we need somebody that's not a Trump supporter so we could have.
So wait, hold on.
Whoa.
I see Vincent pointing at Peter. Peter, you're not a Trump supporter?
Yeah, no, I'm neutral right. That's what I
No
would
problem.
call it.
No problem.
I-
What about you, Sean?
I'm neutral. So
Neutral as well?
yeah, but I
There's nothing wrong with that.
I
And
see
you know
what's
what? And even if you told me you were a Biden supporter, that wouldn't affect this show at all. Because guess
Right.
what? That would make it even better because that shows you to the internet that two people can have separate political differences. And unlike what you see in the media, hate. You and me.
no
are sitting
division.
out
There's
here
no division here.
like
Right,
friends.
right.
Right.
Good.
What I do like about Trump is that he plays a numbers game. Like he's like very factual. Like he made like this like he kind of like puts aside the environment and things, and he puts aside like some things that you need to put into account in the political agenda, like putting your face out and your head out there, try to unify the people. He doesn't act like he acts more like a showman when he talks to people. But like in terms of doing his job, he hasn't been doing a bad job. Like unemployment hit the lowest that it's ever hit before COVID. Like like some of the promises that he has made in terms of like the economy and like our GDP, he's been keeping them. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if he put his
She called it. Amen, honey.
What'd
if
you
he
say?
put up the pros.
Tax returns are
Tax
great.
returns
I
are
pay less
great.
taxes under Trump than I did under Obama.
Yeah,
And
well-
I'm going to let you finish, and I'm going to let both of you retort.
Right.
But I have to say this because Peter brought up global warming. And Trump does not deny that there is global climate change. Now, it's something that we have to be concerned about. Sure. But is it something we can do about it? No, because that's Mother Nature. Guess what? The planet Earth is overdue for a global ice age. And honestly, if we can do anything to stop that, that's good because a global ice age would mean millions of people dying. Now, I'm not saying that I'm agreeing with global warming. I think global warming is a Chinese hoax made up to bankrupt the U.S. But that's a different conversation we can have. What I'm talking about is Trump does not disagree with what people think that, he's just pro oil and pro natural gas. He is, but he's pro making these things more efficient, i.e. making these things more efficient makes them cleaner. Did you know that Google right now, how many bird deaths are attributed to wind turbines? And did you know that those wind turbines, the blades, they're very costly to maintain, and what the material that they're currently made out of, right, does not degrade. These things are stored in massive fields. As far as I can see, you can see them from space. Google Earth this shit, people. You can see them from space. This stuff does not deteriorate. This stuff does more harm to the planet. We, in 2020, are in a place where we can make gasoline very efficient. We can make clean coal very efficient. We can make natural gas very efficient. Solar, it's clean, it's not there. Wind, it's clean, it's not there. Look what's going on with the windmills. Nuclear, a lot of people disagree with it. I kind of like it. I think it's innovative. I think the only problem is that we don't have a lot of people that take nuclear physics. Nuclear. I don't think there's a lot of people that take nuclear physics very serious, and I think that's a very developing field if you're looking to go into college. And again, like I said, vocational school's fine. Carpenter, this shit, that's awesome. But if you're thinking of going to college, nuclear physics is the way to go. Now, what Peter said earlier about Donald Trump and everything, I'm going to let you guys respond on that. What do you have to say about that? And did you find?
No, the bird turnabout. It's
how many birds?
Between 20,000 and 573,000.
This is how many birds. He just Googled it. This is how many birds died.
Right.
Because of the.
I feel like that's sticks in like answers.
So these people, but this is what I'm saying, honey. These people try to play like we're for good, we're for change.
Right.
But you're telling me that 20 million, what is it, 20,000 birds are worth that?
At the very least.
For the environment, but you're killing 20,000
Here's the
birds.
thing I don't like about politicians. Like, I understand the climate is changing. And guess what? I also understand what he's saying. The climate has been changing since forever.
Right.
It's always changing, and there's probably bigger things that affect the climate change than us. Now we are affecting it. Oh, of course we're affecting
Absolutely.
it. But there's bigger things like the sun, like the universe. There's bigger things that actually affect the
That come
climate.
into play
Now, but here's the
realize-
thing. Let me say something. Let me say something. The thing I don't like about politicians is they're saying, "Oh, elect us and we'll save the climate." That's a total BS. You know why?
They don't have most of the control.
We can't control the climate.
Right.
It's
They don't even have
nearly
most of the control of the people, let
Exactly.
alone like what's going on.
There's
like,
nearly-
We're dust in the wind.
It's
what's
nearly-
going on in the cosmos.
So let me finish what I'm trying to say. So it's nearly impossible to control climate. They're literally saying that, oh, you know what? Elect us and we'll literally save the planet. We're controlled. That you can't do that. You can't control. Maybe you could affect it in some way. You can't. But they're literally saying, oh, we're gonna save the planet of climate change. That's impossible unless we're extremely advanced and we could actually control climate. But that's gonna take thousands of years, even more than that. So the fact that they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna do this and this, and we're gonna control the climate," that's full of BS.
Bullshit.
Yes, we can affect it in some way. I'm not sure how much, but there's way bigger things that are affecting it. Yeah, maybe we should have. They should say it should be like this. Look, guys, we're gonna actually try to help the environment. Actually, we're gonna try to help. But what they're saying is not that. They're saying we're gonna completely save the planet from climate change. That's
AKA
impossible.
money.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
Get rid of your cars.
Right.
Yeah, that's impossible. I think what he's saying it's true. I think the government should interfere. I think we should like Elon Musk. They should interfere naturally, not forced upon. What Biden is saying is that we should do massive mandates. We should force change upon the economy. I don't
Nope.
think that's. I think, in my opinion, that's
Let
just my
things
opinion.
happen naturally.
Naturally, yeah, or maybe get incentives. But and there's already, by the way, incentives.
I like that.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Incentives.
That's
There's
Boom.
There's
Right.
incentives.
Tax breaks.
Yeah,
Right.
tax breaks. And by the way, there's already incentives for solar power and all this stuff. Instead of forcing change about the economy, because if you force change upon the economy,
You're gonna
it could be catastrophic.
You
And
buy
we
it.
don't want that. We love USA. We do want it to change. We want it better, but we don't want it to change for something
worse.
negative, for the worst.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to do it naturally. We can't make the government bigger. We want to make it smaller. We want
Mm-hmm.
to give incentives.
Amen.
Incentives.
Right.
So we have like Elon Musk to take to actually change naturally without forcing change upon.
Right. You put solar panels on your house.
What
You
do you
get a
think
ta- you
about
get you
Elon
get
Musk,
you get a
Sean?
tax break. I
Well-
think he's an innovator. I think you got the what is it? What's the name of the brand of the cars?
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. You get a tax break. You get $7,000 tax break. I know that for
Well,
a fact.
no, yeah, for the fully electric.
Right.
You used to get a tax break too for hybrids.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this. You don't anymore. Keep going.
No, you get a tax break, and
Fully
then also,
electric.
and then you get a discount towards the solar panels. So
Yep.
I mean, those are things that people. But here's the thing: a lot of people don't know that. If I walked up to somebody on the street, like, hey, like, did you know if you get this car?
Because the
And then-
media, everything's COVID. They don't want to
Right.
tell you what really matters. Hey, you
Right.
can save money if you get an electric
Right.
car.
Right, yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of times, people, if you walk up to another person and say, "Hey, do you know what global warming is?" They don't know what that is. You don't know that it literally takes 1 degree change in the global temperature, and we're all underwater.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's not true. That's not true.
Right.
That's not true.
Why is that true?
That's not true.
Right.
There's no way, because guess
Is
what,
that
dude?
from personal anecdotes that you're saying?
No,
there's
but
way,
it-
or because you have something to back it up to say there's no way.
There's no way, because the Earth's temperature has constantly changing, and human beings adapt. Okay,
Not only
if
humans.
what you were saying is true, and I'm gonna
Right.
let you finish. If what you were
Right.
saying was true,
Right.
Venice would have been underwater a long time ago. And
Right.
yeah, there's flooding problems in Venice,
Right.
but there's human beings adapt.
But that's-
The world is ever changing. We understand.
But you're not
There's
saying that he's wrong.
but
You're
there's
saying that we're
okay. I'm
right.
not saying it's wrong, but there's a grander scheme of things,
Right.
right? A lot of people say, "Oh, hurricanes are getting stronger and stronger and stronger." We live in Florida. When's the last time we hit one?
But that's the thing I don't like politicians. They're saying, "Oh, vote for us. It will literally save the
Say,
planet."
it's not. That's not. There's no.
That's it.
Dude.
You
First
can't.
of all, there's nothing going wrong for you to be saving. Second of all, what's going to happen is happening, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't care who you are. You're not
Unless
God.
we're an advanced species that could control the climate.
You know, even then, I think there's limitations. he's talking about like aliens and how those aliens would have the ability of interstellar travel
And controlling the planet. No, that's a different story. If you could
no,
control
but I don't think they
that's
would ever
another
get to
level.
the point. I don't think they would ever get to the point where they're controlling a planet. I think that technology. I think technology caps at interstellar travel, i.e., traveling faster than the speed of light. I think
I
that's
don't think we have an alternative fuel in order to keep going forward.
that's the ultimate goal. That's
Sure.
the ultimate goal is interstellar travel. That traveling faster than the speed of light, breaking that one fundamental rule of physics. Controlling planets, I think it's something out of our hands. I think it's something that nature plays into effect, and that's chaos. Chaos you cannot control. Whatever happens is gonna happen.
I think you could influence it. Now that I'm gonna
influence it to a certain degree, but are you gonna full on stop what's gonna happen?
I
So
was
let's
what-
say going back to Superman. Going back to you love Superman.
Oh, yeah.
This is a huge DC fan. DC Universe is a game. Have you ever heard about it?
What, DC?
Yeah, DC Universe.
Yeah, of course.
No, the game.
Oh, the game. Yeah, of course. It came out when I
You
was in high
play
school.
it?
No, I didn't play it, but I
Have you
know
ever
about
heard of
it.
DC Universe?
Yeah, Vincent.
Do you play it?
Vincent forced
Do
me
you
to
play it?
for a
Do
little
you
bit.
play it?
Not right now.
Do you play DC Universe, honey? No, she doesn't. I don't play DC Universe. Vincent is the only person on that server. You ever want to play DC Universe? Play with Vincent. He's the only person playing DC
No,
Universe.
he has a
2020.
he has a clan with like over 100 people.
Bullshit.
400.
Bullshit. That's 4 people.
And he created the headquarters
That's
too.
4
so,
people.
like,
But whatever, we're talking
so he's
about that.
low-key an
Superman.
architect.
We're talking about a planet because he sent his kid on the ship, and the ship came to Earth. We're talking about interstellar travel here, right? And even them, because all the whole premise with Superman, the red sun was devouring the planet, they destroy the planet. Even them having that interstellar travel, which is the ultimate goal. That's the bar that's been set by the universe. This is the bar. If you can go above that, you're gone, right? But even them couldn't stop the whole their planet Krypton
Krypton
from being destroyed by the red sun.
Oh yeah, so that's a good point.
So that's what I'm saying. Aliens, I think that even having that interstellar travel
that's a really good point.
doesn't. You cannot control.
So I'm gonna get into DC Universe now. So what happened to Krypton, which is Superman's planet,
Yep.
is that it was getting destroyed from the inside, and they were apparently a very high advanced civilization, like thousands, not even millions of years more advanced
They
than
had
us.
spaceships. He brought his son
They
here.
had technology
I know,
that could do
yeah.
a lot of things that could actually affect the planet. They were like top-notch advanced civilization, so much that when Superman came here, he was God, right?
Yep.
But even then, they couldn't actually stop the planet from being destroyed. So what he's trying to say is that there does come a gap, but once again, I think that gap could always be surpassed.
Right.
So I think I think we're still learning. We're a civilization. We're still learning. We're still advancing. Just 100 years ago, we just started flying into we started flying, right? I think in 1,000 years we could actually be a very high level of civilization. I think we could travel maybe even to Mars, but there's going to be a point where we're actually going to be able to control temperatures from other planets. I think that's going to be the ultimate godly. That's going to be the ultimate God-based.
Well, we gotta start small. We can't jump that
Destination.
high.
We
First,
have to master nuclear energy before we can do
Do
it.
Do you think we're going to Mars?
us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, at some point.
At some point.
Like-
Listen.
Absolutely.
This is what I have to say. About
Like in our time,
No,
I don't know. I don't know about our
Listen,
time.
because this is what I have
Or
to
when
say.
we're
about-
super
no, I
old.
think in our time for sure, we'll just Mars. But that's besides the point. What I think about this is, he was saying that the bar is controlling weather and stuff like this. Listen, that's not going to happen. As a Catholic, I believe that there's King of Kings is Jesus Christ, Son of God, and God is the only one that can control the elements and stuff like this. And even with modern physics, I'm telling you, when you look at physics, we look at Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared. C in that equation, C stands for constant. And that the only constant thing in this universe is the speed of light. And that's the ultimate bar. That's the ultimate bar. I feel like that's the last step towards full human evolution, is that breaking barrier. Like, this is constant. This is the one rule in the universe.
And we're gonna
you
make it
cannot break.
non-constant, and we somehow make
There,
it.
no, but that's the thing, Peter. There is
Yeah.
nothing now besides obviously I believe in intelligent life out there, and I think they cracked the code. I think that to them, the universal speed limit, which is light, does not exist. that they have methods around this. And you can go back to that whole thing with Bob Lazar. Good one, baby. Bob Lazar, who's the guy who, not Area 51, but he worked on a base south of Area 51 called S4, and he broke down alien spaceships, and he deduced that there was, in 1983, when he came out, 1986, I think, in the 80s, he came out with this information that he worked in those secret government bases, and that he had access to this element that he called element 115, what we now know as moscovium. In the year 2013, it was synthesized for a fraction of a second, but that element was synthesized. And he says that is the key for interstellar travel, i.e., breaking the universal speed limit.
That's why we use master nuclear energy.
So you think that again, going back to what I was saying, I think that not only in this country, but in this planet, there is not enough nuclear physicists out there. I feel like this is a field, a study that needs to be taken very serious towards this next step of human evolution. Absolutely. Nuclear physicists, because that's what's going to help us achieve the next step. I believe that aliens come here to study us. Think about
resources as well. I think.
I don't think we have anything here of value, honestly.
Gold, perhaps.
No, because I feel like they can. If you're traveling faster than the speed of light, and she's correct. If you're traveling faster than the speed of light, you don't have to worry about gold or all these things because you're synthesizing these elements. Again, we're doing everything short of what you were saying, which is playing God. All right, you're synthesizing these elements. I don't think that there's anything here they want, but I think that they see us, and we split the atom. We were talking about what you said, oh, humans are flying now. Go back 50 years ago and look at today. Bro, that's a big step. Yeah. People 50 years ago, we're talking about the 1960s. People were, a large majority of the people were still getting their information from radio. Yeah. Everyone today in the United States, at least a large majority, I mean, even poor people, check out Obama phones, bro. The Obama phone, everybody gets a smartphone. Smartphone, you have the key to information. You have all human knowledge in your pocket. It's sticking out of your pocket right now, Peter. I see it. I see it. Beautiful.
And back to what I was saying, the media, which is we were tracing what we were talking about. The media has too much power. I think the media is the biggest influencer, manipulator in the world right now. They can make people believe whatever they want. They want them to believe, unless you question things, but. They have too much power, I think, and fact checkers and all these platforms. They have too much power over us. I think the problem is not Trump. The problem is not Joe Biden. The problem is not. I think the problem is the mainstream media. Propaganda is way too powerful.
I will admit this though. Through time, that power is becoming smaller and smaller because people are realizing this. And like you notice that younger people, they watch more things like podcasts instead of cable television. They look up it. They have Netflix. They have these things that they don't need to look at TV channels.
Let me debunk that. I think I disagree with you, Peter. And in the most respectful way, I think it's the opposite. Since we have Netflix, since we have smartphones, since we have television, we have right now the world is being influenced by the media like never it has never before.
No, but see, that's another thing that I want to touch on. All the people that like watch these news stations like CNN, NBC, like honestly, and the people that really like hate Trump, a lot of the people, they're actually like in the 50s, 40s to 60s demographic.
But
I want to say, and that makes sense corresponding with the media.
But I'm not talking about just.
But I'm 29 and he's 27, and we're pro-Trump.
Right.
How do you explain that?
But that makes sense then, because the media, like you guys aren't.
But you just said 40 to 60.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying people that hate Trump. Because they're like affected by
this.
They're the people that watch the TV because they're used to it in their generation like time. You know what I mean?
But
in our generation, probably talking about millennials to like Gen Z, like it's like TV, cable television, watching it is dying down a little bit. Like people don't turn on. You don't see the news running a lot.
But
just like newspapers died down, like back in the 70s, 80s. Like newspapers died down. The news is starting to die down little by little.
But here's the thing, Peter. I'm not talking about the news. I'm talking about the television, TV. Phones. I'm talking about not just the mainstream media. I'm talking about movies. Movies have an influence on us. Not only movies, the mainstream media, not only the mainstream media, YouTube, all these platforms in different ways, the influences to believe a certain thing. Like all the information that we're receiving from our phones, from television, from even the radio, from the news, it's all literally marketing ways of manipulating you to either buy something or to think a certain way. And so
It's all Marxist. It's all Marxist.
And so now we have it's gonna get worse, guys. And it's gonna get worse. It's television is gonna literally have control over us.
So you think, Sean? You think it will get worse before it gets better, or do you think it gets better?
You're thinking about
Like that thought, Andrea. I think it has to. What do you think, Sean?
I mean, you're thinking about the idea that I think it starts with people and their impressionable minds. People are very impressionable, so there's some people who just believe what is being said. If you wrap it up nicely, you word it nicely, and you put it out there, oh, okay, I guess it's believable. You know what I mean? So,
but that's the thing about marketing. The thing is, I did study a little bit of marketing because I wanted to do marketing. I wanted to be a marketer, and I started a little bit of marketing. And the thing about marketing is that it has a huge influence on us. If you really think about the rings, the wedding rings, right?
Right.
I don't know if you heard. You could fact check me, but it all started with a marketing scheme that you should give a ring to your beloved
The diamonds, so to hype up diamond sales. Yeah, look up Sierra Leone, blood diamonds. Look up blood
diamonds. Yeah. So and they did a marketing scheme to actually make people want to actually buy rings for their beloved ones. And guess what? It even got me. I bought a ring for my one. And so but this marketing schemes has been going on for years and years, 10, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And that's just one thing. Think about all the things that we're not even aware of. And it all goes into our subconscious mind, and it affects us in a way that we can't even fathom.
Let me ask you a broad question. Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day?
Andrea and I, yeah, we get each other.
Do you guys you celebrate with your lady, different thing?
Yeah, we do. It's an excuse to like show out, like, you know what I mean, like just.
But you
like,
see it for what it is, right?
Yeah, because honestly,
Andrea and I celebrate, and we get each other presents. Right,
putting aside.
Hold on.
I didn't like how he didn't give me presents I wanted, so I was like, look, this is what I really want. So I would give him the type of presents I would want, and then he started reciprocating.
Yeah, we get each other. Even you know what's hilarious, because I'll bring in the latest one, the last Valentine's Day. We got another one coming up, obviously, but the last one, her and I didn't mention anything to each other. Her and I share a bank account. We share everything, right? So we know how much money we have and stuff. So we know when we can go out. We know when we don't. It's not a surprise. But that Valentine's Day, actually, we didn't say nothing to each other, and because we knew. I mean, we knew I'm like, hey, Andrea and I have this nice house. We have the car. We live within our means. We still save money. But we knew, and one thing that was still hilarious is I still went to CVS and I got the chocolates and I got her a little stuff something, and she did the same because that's how Andrea and I happen to be. She even knowing that, hey, you know, we can't do the whole dinner. And again, it was like the whole thing with I mean, not necessarily COVID. COVID hadn't taken off yet,
right?
But even knowing that. You know, like, hey.
What's clearly a marketing scheme that you're willing to participate in.
No, but who cares?
So I don't want to be taken out of bounds.
But no, it's not a marketing scheme. It's not a marketing scheme. And I'm going to let you finish, Vincent.
Right.
It's not a marketing scheme. And even if it was, I think Valentine's Day is a very beautiful thing. And I think it's a day to take time to decide and appreciate it. Everyone at this table has someone.
Yeah,
You're in a relationship. Again, we mentioned you have a kid. I'm in a relationship. I'm with Andrea. But the only single guy here technically is you.
Right.
But I feel like that's
but I was the only.
responsibility to show your daughter, like, hey, this is the type of gifts your man.
So even do you get your daughter stuff?
Oh no! But no, when it comes to children and it comes to my daughter, yeah, Valentine's Day, you show them that different stuff.
And going back to that.
However, I was the only one who's been married here.
Nobody.
You get what I'm saying?
So you've
been married. You've been married.
Married.
You're married now. He's married now. He's married now. So
divorced?
No, I got divorced. Yeah, I was married.
The podcast first.
Yeah, I was married to a woman 10 years older than me, man.
Yeah, we knew about that. I had no idea. Yeah. I knew you were in a relationship, but I had no idea you were married.
I was married to her. Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. You know, marketing and propaganda.
Right.
This is completely random too. And I don't know if you guys seen what's the name? Inception. Have you guys ever seen Inception?
I needed to see that
with
one.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Psychological.
Explain a little bit broadly. Explain the movie.
Okay, so really quick, 5 seconds. So the movie is about this military grade technology where they allow soldiers to connect while they're sleeping into the same dream and be able to perform this military exercises i.e., killing each other without any repercussions. So when someone would die, they would wake up. Now, this military technology was, like everything, was used by criminals to steal personal information from very rich clients. Yeah. So that was the idea was to use this military technology to plant the idea into this rich guy's head that he needed to break up his father's company, Leonardo DiCaprio and his crew. It was kind of like a heist movie. They had to break into this guy's dream and pretty much tell him to break his father's company so that way Leonardo DiCaprio could come back to the United States and see his children. That's pretty much the whole movie. And that's what you wanted me to do.
Right. So that was pretty much the movie. It's about dreams and whatnot. So I kept like thinking about it. Like I was like, wow, it's an amazing movie. It's about dreams. I wonder if that's even real. I kept like thinking about it because it was in my mind. I saw it right for 2 hours. I saw a movie and it was about dreams. And I was actually interested. I was like, oh cool. I dream a lot. I remember my dreams a lot. Literally a couple of weeks later, I had a cat, by the way, and it jumps at 4 a.m. to my face, and it wakes me up, and I jump like, oh my god, the hell, dude! And I push the cat away, and I go back to sleep. As soon as I go back to sleep, I literally go into my dream, and I'm like, holy.
Where you left off in the dream that you were having before?
I don't remember that I was dreaming. I just woke up, and then I woke up.
You went back to sleep, and all of a sudden you had control of your dreams.
Right, I was like in my dream, and I freaked out.
That's called lucid
dreaming. Lucid dreaming. So I was like, but I didn't know about it until there. I was like, holy sweet
lucid
Jesus.
dreaming, Sean.
And so
I've experienced.
Sean, you know what that is?
I've actually experienced it.
You know what that is?
So I started freaking out. And eventually I forgot my dream, but I started freaking out, started running, and apparently when I was running, I was in my house, and my house was like going around like this, almost like if I was a hamster, and it went nuts.
Like
that
Mario
scared.
hallway.
Right.
Anybody?
Like I try to look at my phone and my phone just won't work, and I get really annoyed about it. Like, why can't I find directions to go back to
Sean,
my house?
I've controlled the weather in my dreams like before. I've been aware that I was dreaming. I've levitated. I'm like, oh, I know I'm dreaming.
Like she mentioned, where she couldn't use her phone in her dream. I've had dreams where like I had to punch or do something like run, like he mentioned, and it was like if I ran in place or very slow, or if I punched very weak.
Right. So it's talking about lucid dreams. So I didn't know about that until then, and the next day I remember, I was like, oh my god, I just had a lucid dream, and I started investigating, and eventually I started learning to kind of like control my dreams. It was really hard, but that's beside the point. I'm not talking about lucid dreaming. I'm talking about how the movie influenced me into going towards lucid dreaming. I literally was able to wake up in my dream and lucid dream, and I was not scared. I was like freaked out. I wasn't really scared, but I was freaked out. I was like, yo, what's going on? I'm literally in my dream, but I know I'm dreaming, but I'm not I'm
so
aware.
So you think that movie Inception was propaganda into
I'm not saying
making you study lucid dreaming?
No, I'm not saying it was deliberately done so I could actually lucid dream. I'm saying
it's like a broad example.
It's a broad example of how literally the media, television, literally anything we see on TV influences us.
Right.
And that's where I say that the media is going to get even more powerful than that, and they know they have the power.
I mean, they're already trying to call a presidential election. Can you believe that? The Electoral College hasn't even put in their votes.
Right.
Who's the real person who gets to call the president of the United States?
And some media outlets are saying it's predicted that Joe Biden is going to win.
It's not.
No. Some. But most are saying, oh, by the way, somebody won.
I want to hear from Sean.
Because
Sean,
if
you go on Facebook,
right,
and even Facebook tells you
everything tells
Joe Biden is predicted to win.
All right, and then you get the masses to believe that he's won, and then let's say by some stroke of luck, or whatever, Trump actually they do the recounts, and then Trump wins.
No luck, fact.
Right.
All those are dead votes.
Right. I'm just being
hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. But what I'm saying is, what if Trump wins? It's like, oh, well, you told us he won.
Yeah, then
you lied. You told.
That's not
true.
Exactly. That's not true.
No, it could cause chaos.
Right.
It could, and they're already doing it because look.
What's going to happen?
You have the media claiming Trump won. I'm going to let Sean finish. You have the media claiming Trump won, and you have no Republicans rioting. What do you think is going to happen when they do the recounts and Trump wins? Do you think they'll be
Right.
riots?
It goes as simple as this. If your dad tells you he's going to get you a bike for Christmas and then he's like, no, at the last minute. Chaos, right?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, what the? You told me that you're basically telling us or dictating our expectations.
But and then back to what
Right.
I was saying, here's where the media becomes very dangerous, because the media is being actually possibly, and we all know this, are influenced by the elite. I don't want to see the elite because then it gets people to say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm talking about people that have influence, total influence over very high profile people in the world.
Which is very believable.
Right. So that's where I am scared of the media, because I feel like in the future they're gonna try to like control us even more further than what they are influencing us right now. And that's where we have to put the line somehow. I don't know how, but we need to actually become aware of how they influence us. It's gonna become to a point where they influence us so much that they make us believe things that are not true, and then but they make us believe it because they have that much power, and it's a little bit scary to believe. Maybe Trump is racist. Who knows?
No, he's not racist.
Hold on. Let me finish. Maybe Trump is racist.
We do know that
but
because he's been in the public light since the
Right.
1980s.
Right. But we don't really know that. But if he's
We do
not,
know him personally.
if he's
He
not,
lived in New
think
York,
about
the
it.
most liberal place in the world.
But think about it. If he's not, literally a bunch of people believe it that he is, and that's how power.
He dated black girls.
That's how powerful.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how.
God.
Listen,
so you're
hold
telling
on.
me if I dated a black chick, I could still be labeled a racist?
No.
Let me finish. And that's how much power the media can have over us. Because Trump could not be racist, and a bunch of people believe it because they've literally said it every day. You could literally research,
Right.
and there's thousands of articles that are saying, "Oh, Trump is racist. Trump is racist." And so, if he's really not, that's kind of scary because the media has influenced people.
I'm sure if Donald Trump walked into the room, I think he'd be a chill guy. That's just my prediction of him. He'd walk, hey, what's up? What's going on? Like, that's just my, I don't pay
I feel like
attention.
he's a troll.
Yeah.
And look, I understand the left, I understand the middle, I understand the right. I'm actually right. I lean right. But I do know the fallacy of the media, and maybe I do defend Trump, but it's not mainly because of Trump. It's more because I know how the media works.
I mean, look at
Even
Melania.
beforehand, I feel like the media lie all the time, or like they.
What did you say?
Look at Melania. Melania gets hated on. The woman doesn't talk.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like,
You
look,
literally know nothing about her, and yet there's so many things.
They bring up her
all over,
porn,
like-
past.
everyone
Yeah.
here, what porn pass? She just took a couple artsy pictures with her tits out.
Oh,
Everyone
Right.
here.
But when I say porn, that almost demonizes her.
Listen,
Right.
everyone here, I bet you 100% if you broke them down, even me, even Andrea,
Right.
even Vincent, who claims to be a Trump supporter, is actually a centrist. But the left has pushed the center so far right that technically we are conservatives when we factually are not. I am pro-life personally, but I have no foot in that fight because I am not a woman. So, in essence, to conservatives, that would make me a moderate, i.e., a centrist. But to leftists, the fact that I am
you're
not for
pro-life. Yeah,
getting
yeah.
abortion, it's fucking great. That would make me alt-right because I say that, oh, by the way, I'm pro-life, but I'm not a woman, so I have no foot in that fight. You know, that
Right.
makes me a
So back to the main point. Propaganda is becoming very powerful, like more than it has ever been because of our phones, because of television,
Phones, right.
movies, and media, and social media. It influences us, and we don't even know it. It has influenced you. It has influenced Peter.
Right.
It has influenced me, and it has huge influences all over everybody. So what happens when somebody, an elite or somebody, really wants to make us believe something
Right.
that it's not?
Right.
They can. They can have the power of doing that. What happens when you control the masses? You control the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know when it would take real like serious effect amongst the masses is like when like what you're saying, the Twitter censoring and some of the Facebook censoring, when that becomes a more of a constant across all like things on the internet, that would be more serious. Because right now we have the power easily to look things up. Like like if I was watching something on the media, I could easily look it up like right then and there too, and I could be
People
like,
were fact checking.
and people are doing that more regularly.
The fact checkers,
Fact checkers become dangerous because maybe
long
they
as-
have good intentions.
As long
Maybe-
as information
maybe-
is free,
Right.
here we have like power leverage
So
against it.
Google's very like left leaning.
Yes.
It's not even that it's left leaning and that's why it's
Let her
dangerous.
finish. Let her finish.
You can't find all of the information you want readily on Google. Like the top results aren't really top results. There's another one called DuckDuckGo or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That one gives you more of like an unbiased,
Unbiased,
search engine.
Right. So, but it just becomes to the point where, like, all right, let's say fact checkers, they're actually good. There's people that are completely centered and they're just fact checking.
But that's
it
the
can
thing.
come. But here's the thing, though. Here's the dangerous part. It could come to a point where somebody actually gets influenced by a higher elite power to say, you know what, say that this is false, even though it's true.
It's money. It's money.
Oh, yeah,
then-
of course.
And then that's when it becomes dangerous because then they manipulate the masses, make you believe that that's not true when it's actually true.
Google searches are based on money. Whoever pays the most
Yeah.
money is at the top.
Google has an
Li-
algorithm, and it's also based off of money. There's ads. The ones that you see on the top say ad,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
the rest are
and
the
listen.
what they call organic
It's, and it's the
searches.
same thing with YouTube. And I show you an example. This podcast. You go on YouTube and you Google and you YouTube this podcast, but you spell it War on Peace. You can't find it. You'll find other podcasts that pay money,
Pay money too. Yeah, of
or
course.
they made money through ad revenue,
Right.
i.e.,
Through algorithms somehow, like he said.
Yep, like he said.
There's a Google
But
algorithm for sure.
the only way you can find this podcast is if you spell WOP. You say WOP podcast, then we pop up.
Right. So so once again, back to the main point is that we have to be careful with the mainstream media. And when I say the mainstream media, I just don't mean CNN and the news stations. I'm talking about literally
Newspapers?
movies, television, our phones. They're all media outlets. They're all information that could control us in a way and influence us in a way that could actually be bad because somebody in power could actually influence us to do things that could be chaotic. Like one, for example, calling Joe Biden president when he's not really president, and then what happens when they actually call Trump president? People could go
riots.
right.
Left,
But
like,
what if
leaning
here's the dangerous part? What if
radicals
the
are gonna
mainstream
go
media
crazy?
actually know this and they purposely do it?
Yeah. The instigator.
That becomes dangerous.
Sean,
Very
It's
dangerous.
they're the ultimate
Sean,
instigator.
Have you
Wrap
ever?
it up soon because we are well over 2 hours now.
Nice. Sean, have you
Yeah,
ever
that's-
been influenced by the information that you've seen on your cell phone?
I mean, obviously,
Absolutely.
and even
Everybody.
on an unconscious level, even you may do things and you may not even realize what you're doing.
So once again, like Andrea was saying, it's been 2 hours. I'm sure some people are gonna watch the whole thing. I'm sure.
No, hold on.
Some are they're not.
Peter,
Whoa.
have you ever been influenced by your phone?
Honestly, to be I have I always do the same things. I work out, I go to work, I study. So like, to be honest, when I'm studying on myself on that, I look over things a lot unless there's something that catches my attention. So yes and no. I think Instagram gets me the most because they on my after I scroll down my feed on suggested, it shows things like that I like fitness or like random things. So it depends really. I don't really. I don't really look at politics on the news.
Have you
I
ever
don't
been
really.
influenced by something you've seen on your cell phone?
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make it the last scene because I know Andrea's right. It's been 2 hours, and I think
Dude,
it's been a great podcast. But I'm gonna
I
say
know
something.
I know it's fast been. Don't worry about it. Listen,
Right.
Answer me.
I'm
Have
about
you ever
to
been
answer.
influenced?
I'm gonna answer really very discreetly. I think everybody has been influenced by the mainstream media, by television, by literally a screen that literally radiates light. All right, I think everybody has, whether you like it or not, it influences you.
Right.
Subconsciously and consciously, like you and like you. Maybe you're not accepting that it has an influence, but it does.
It
no matter
does.
what.
It just.
I'm not saying it has complete influence
in
on
certain
you.
things.
In certain things, I'm not saying it has complete influence over you, but it does have an influence, and I think it's gonna get bigger, and it might be a bad thing or a good thing, because the good thing is that we have a lot of information, so we could actually go there and learn. We could literally go on YouTube and be like, oh, I want to learn the violin.
But it's
You
just
can learn.
like Peter said. You have to fact check these things. You have
Yeah,
to go out of your way.
And we have all the means to do so, and not
But
in this
that-
day and age.
but you're
so
saying-
it gives us more leverage
But
to
what?
like go against the media.
He's saying that we have to fact check.
You have to
We
fact
can't-
check.
we
Ever
can't-
since the 70s,
you can't
when
have
people
the
started
fact checker
questioning
saying
everything.
this is. We can't have somebody saying no, this is true and this is wrong. What you have to do is put the information out there for people to find. But we can have somebody, an entity, saying no, you're lying. No, this is false. Because then that entity could be influenced one day by an elite, and then it could actually manipulate the masses believing that this is actually natural when it's actually true, and it becomes dangerous. And I just think it's dangerous to fact check. You can't fact check.
So
I
what
think
were you
should have
saying,
the
Peter?
information.
I was just saying, ever since the 70s, like with the hippie movement, like I don't know, people started doing drugs or whatever. Like people have had like this idea, like when technology started coming into rise, that like it's a like a scheme, like you know, like the conspiracies. You know what I mean?
We have more opportunities to get to you.
MK Ultra, like you don't know, little shit, like you
Well,
know.
you talking about MK Ultra? It's like I was talking about, man. You want to give these people all these drugs, and you want to feed them this misinformation that hey, Joe Biden won. So you give these people on Prozac this idea, and the moment that this idea is not relieved or is not metamorphosized or is not embodied, they freak out and they go on these shooting sprees.
Right.
I'm just trying to say that humans are collectively becoming more conscious, and with all the means that we have to like actually look into things with the resources we have, it's becoming harder and harder for them to control us in that sense. Like over time, it's gonna keep getting wider. Like right now, we don't see it because a lot of people that are in charge of things that are still old school, that still look at the news, some people still even read the newspaper, and they can be controlled because that's what they're accustomed since they were like in their 20s or their 50s or their teenagers. You know what I mean?
I think once again, like I was saying, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I think the media, just right now, there's more influence than it has ever been in the world of propaganda. Propaganda has the biggest role that it has ever been before. Like propaganda in the 70s, there's propaganda, but propaganda now is 1,000 times more influencing than back in the 70s, back in the 40s, because of our phones. Look,
Sean, what's some propaganda? What's some propaganda?
Oh yeah,
I
I mean,
Let's get the last point in, and
I mean,
wrap it up.
Sean,
I mean,
give me
wrap
your
it up,
thought
wrap
on
it up.
propaganda.
I mean,
Not wrap it up.
it's
Give
inside
me
of
your
every-
thought on propaganda.
Sean, wrap it up, babe.
yeah, inside of everything we do, man. And I like to say this, you know, I liked big girls before it was cool. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not playing. No, but what we
So you think that propaganda
No.
is forcing you to like big girls?
all it takes is a person who does not have an impressionable mind to fall under, victim to it. We like to call those people woke or whatever they want to call it, whatever it is. It takes an unimpressionable mind, and it takes a person who seeks the truth for themselves, who is an independent thinker, who is not influenced easily by other things. So, you know, to go to his point. Go ahead.
And there are more that are not like that than there are. So in a way, yes, overall, I guess you're right. It will affect most people, but there are like it's becoming more and more the people that are like woke, quote unquote, just
Right.
like seeing through the bullshit. But
Yeah.
you know,
Here's the thing, though. People that are woke, they're saying that they're woke, but at the end of the day, subconsciously, they're still being influenced somehow.
Yes.
Somehow. Like, I'm being influenced. I don't even know it. You're being influenced.
Yeah,
You're
that's
being-
true, but like,
that's
you gotta
the
keep
thing.
your
I'm a free
influences in
thinker.
check.
I'm a free thinker, and you
Right.
like Peter says.
Oh,
yeah.
You have to keep your free thinking in check.
Absolutely.
And that's
Right.
fact checking.
Right.
That's
But
fact
I
checking.
think part of your free thinking just comes from you wanting to piss people off.
No.
Yeah,
Part
so
of my
being-
free
being
thinking-
Being a
Maybe
troll?
Jesus,
You-
yes.
Being a
No,
troll? Yeah.
that's misinformed because a lot of my free thinking comes from wanting everyone to have the same liberties I have. I want everyone ultimately to do better. I want everyone ultimately to evolve, adapt,
But
and
you can't
surpass.
combat hate with hate.
I am not combating hate with hate, but what I am doing is remedying.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that the mentality of I will dish out what you give me is right.
When you
it's not
cut-
a godly mentality either.
I think
and you say you're religion, right? You're religious, right? And by the way, I'm not
But
religious.
if
I'm
I
not
am
religious.
religious, then can you hate me for believing an eye for an eye?
But then God also
No,
says
because then,
turn the other
in
cheek.
my opinion, I think that's kind of like it kind of like
Do
collides.
you believe
with,
in
let
taking
me
another
finish.
cheek?
Let me
Another
finish.
cheek?
Let me finish. I think
Turn the cheek.
it collides with what Jesus taught. Because I'm not religious, but I heard stories from Jesus, and what was one of his greatest teachings when he was alive? What was one of his greatest teachings? Forgiveness. And so back in the days, it was one eye for an eye all the time. Oh, you kill me, I'm gonna kill two of your family members. Oh, you do this, I'm gonna do that. But
That
when
was
he brought
Old Testament.
right, that was Old Testament.
Hold on. Let her finish.
Let me
We
finish.
don't need that anymore.
She said, in this type of environment, we don't need that anymore.
Right.
And I guess you're right, which is why I said I am not combative. I am a remedy. and I believe in remedying.
But that's a God complex kind of thing.
I mean, I don't think I'm a God complex because guess what? Guess what? Ultimately, nobody hates me more than myself.
No, but when for instance, when that guy came at you and he was like that, I think the best thing you could have done is whatever his name. You could have said, you know what, that's cool, whatever. But when you showed him that it bothered you,
I did that at first, but the fact that he kept coming at me.
I think it's just gonna.
But it obviously bothered him as well, which is what I fed off.
Jesus Christ, the teachings of the Bible, God would never ever back that type of behavior because it's division. It's division and it's actually vengeance.
You're right. That's what Jesus brought to the table. Even though, like I said, once again, I'm not trying to be biased because I could be biased if I'm like Christian.
Do you consider yourself a Christian or agnostic?
I do not consider myself a Christian or agnostic.
Well, you would be agnostic because you believe in a higher power.
Yeah, but you believe in a higher power.
That's agnostic. Like
but if you believe in a higher power, that's ultimately Christian.
I believe.
I thought agnostic.
Well,
is you believe
anything,
in something, but like you don't believe like
Sean.
So
like, you don't know what God you believe in. Like,
hold on. Sean, are you Christian?
Talking about religions is a little bit too touchy. I mean, we all.
No. I mean, I'm not talking.
We don't gotta say what's right and what's wrong.
I'm just
We're
gonna
just
ask.
trying to.
Sean, are you a Christian?
Yes, I would consider
Peter,
myself.
are you a Christian?
I'm Catholic, so yes, I'm Christian.
My man, Roman Catholic.
Look, and my parent, I got baptized and everything. My dad's family is Catholic, but I don't believe myself Catholic because I feel like religion closes doors. It doesn't open your mind because if you're saying, all right, it's supposed to be a certain thing. You're supposed to believe this certain way. If that is not,
listen to her.
You grew up in the wrong type of mentality.
She said it.
I don't think so.
She said religion opens doors. Listen, religion doesn't close doors.
I'm not-
Religion opens doors, and she called it. What did you say?
You grew up in the wrong type of mentality.
Listen,
no,
religion.
Wrong type,
Listen.
whatever your mom taught you or whatever you grew up with, that's the sort of religion she had. My mom has her own religion. My father has his own religion. My brother has his own religion.
Right.
We
Dude,
all
listen.
make religion what we want it to
Listen,
be.
religion opens doors. It doesn't close them. Jesus Christ is king, dude. Jesus Christ.
So what happens?
you-
if actually something comes up, right? Something comes up that contradicts your belief.
But that's the thing. Nothing comes up that contradicts your belief. If anything, things come up that back up.
Strengthen our faith.
That strengthen our faith.
Like,
Dude, did you
When
know?
bad situations come, you're gonna turn to God, and God is gonna respond and help you out.
That's
We were talking about nuclear physics earlier. Some of the foremost top-ranked nuclear physics and quantum mechanics
I'm not dishing.
are all Roman Catholic priests.
I'm not. Look, guys. I'm not dishing religion. I'm not saying that religion is bad. I'm not saying religion this and that. I actually, like I said, I was just talking about Jesus, and I literally just talked about his teachings. What I'm saying is that I have an open mind.
Good first step,
Jesus
son.
Christ is
Let me finish. I have an open mind
Right.
to infinite possibilities. I feel like our conscious mind is this, but there's millions of things that we don't understand, and we couldn't even understand with our conscious mind. I think we have to.
She
open
said
our
it right.
minds.
We're never going to.
No,
Yeah,
we
they're-
don't know what heaven is. We can't even imagine what heaven is.
No, but I
Can't
think
even
we
fathom
We
can.
cannot. She
feeling.
said it right. We cannot imagine what heaven
We
is.
can fathom the feeling that we're gonna have when
Things we
when
cannot
we
do.
elevate.
We're a fallible, type of a human being. We're fallible. We're
I
meant
think-
to be-
I
We
there's-
think a certain way, and God thinks in a completely different way.
Yeah.
It's
I-
not even
I-
a construct.
I just
To
think,
him, yeah, to him. They say the earth was built in 7 days. That's to him. 7 days to us might be billions of years. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I'm not bashing religion. I literally just talked about Jesus, and I gave his insight, and I actually respect his teachings. I also respect Buddha's teachings. I just think.
But that's what you're
But
saying.
a
No,
lot of
but
people accept that Jesus exists, and a lot of people accept that
Jesus
brought
was
on
real.
great teachings,
Listen,
but
if-
a lot of people just think that Jesus' religion is closed-minded. It's not closed-minded at all.
if you're Jewish, if you're Muslim, you believe in Jesus Christ. Did you know that Mary, the mother of Christ, we all know that, right? We're all Christian here, right? Mary, or as they call her in Arabic or Islam, they call her Maryam. She has her own chapter in the Quran. Jesus Christ is in the Quran. We're talking about a real person.
And there's stories that that clash between the Quran and
Absolutely.
and then but then they branch off to saying different
Jesus
things, but
was
it's
the
the same
prophet
story.
of Muhammad.
Yeah, and then there's the brothers. What is it? Ishmael and was it Abraham?
All the brothers he had through Joseph. That's what Peter is talking about.
And then they went to different places in the world, and then that is where this religion stemmed from, and that is where this religion stemmed from.
He's talking about Christianity, Catholicism.
I just think, look, I think we're classifying, just like music, we're classifying things, and I feel like there's one truth.
Jesus Christ. That's the truth.
Let me finish, brother. Whether you're Christian, whether you're other religion, whether you're anything, there's one truth, and maybe you see it in a certain way because you see it from this angle, and maybe you see it in a certain way because you see it in this angle. But there's actually one truth.
Sean sees it in a different way.
But I think our minds are not there yet to have even an understanding of like the vast universe. Like there's infinite possibilities that we can't even fathom. Just like an ant, we can't communicate with an ant,
right?
Because they think a certain way.
Listen to her.
Yeah, our human.
We are not meant to.
Our human flesh and our human minds are not. We're not meant to do that.
Listen, I love Supernatural. It's a show. If you know what it is, then you know what it is. In Supernatural, in some of the season 3s, I'm gonna let you finish. You're gonna go next, Peter.
Yeah.
In the early season 3, when the angels came into play, when the angels talked, it sounded like loud noise. Windows would break. Everything would break because we as humans. We're not meant to understand that. That's beyond us.
Our understanding,
yeah. Peter.
I was just thinking like we're not meant to elevate, and that like I just feel like we have too much desire, and we have already our like fundamental nature and our necessities that we must react to. We also have instinct as animals because we are still animals. But if you look at people that practice like these things and seclude themselves like monks, they like learn how to like turn off their like receptors or pain receptors. You see them like walk on fucking needles or like lay down, like
elevate their heart rates.
And then they do these things because they separate themselves from anything. They can't have relationships. They separate themselves completely. Their soul's like on its own entity.
They don't watch
TV. They can elevate to barely a small percentage of like the whole capacity of what elevating to the next level is. Right. But like it's still that's the tip of the iceberg, and they have to cut off everything to get there.
I think Andrea is right.
We're
not really meant to, but our nature, what makes us evolve, is trying to understand where we came from, trying to like actually elevate ourselves, That's what makes us a higher consciousness compared to many other animals. While an ant is just walking, trying to survive, and with instinct. Here we are right now in a podcast. Talking about where we really came from. If you want to talk, what about a dog? Does the dog really think where we came from? What is our purpose in this life?
Man, they don't. But to be honest,
they don't have that capacity, but we do.
Right.
And what did you say?
Yeah, so we're not.
No,
and they don't have the capacity to.
Right. Hold on. But the basis of.
Listen what you said.
What?
We were made
with a higher capacity.
Right.
But we're not like.
Right, but that's
you had something to say. Sorry.
And that's what makes us evolve by trying to understand the universe. Because I feel like, once again, I'm not trying to bash religion, maybe a little bit, but I feel like religion says, all right, this happened, this, and this, and so there's no more space to learn more about the universe.
I mean, you could also take the Tower of Babylon with the humans wanting to reach the sky and see the heavens, and then God came down and he was like, yo, like, you know, you can't do that, you're not God. And that's where languages were made, where we were made to be in confusion. The minute we're going to try to be like God, that's the minute we're going to like have that cap, and we're going to be brought back down again and be reminded that, hey, you're not God, you will never be God, and you're never going to get to that.
That's why a rich man never goes to heaven.
And it's like she said, listen, we were built to have those differences. We're human beings after all.
So automatically, then our main purpose is actually just to live, not to understand.
Our purpose is to, and it's in the Bible. We need to spread Christianity, Judaism. We're talking about the basic Abrahamic religions need to be spread, and it's in the Bible. We need to have children as plentiful as the stars. You look it up, it's in Genesis.
To expand. Yeah, that's literally what's happening in the universe. It's expanding. It's actually becoming bigger. It's expanding. And I think that it is our purpose, to expand, to travel to other planets.
Our purpose is to love. to learn how to love. This earth is made with too much hate. We need to learn how to accept each other. Like, we need to learn how to like finally become one. When we learn how to become one, we may be able to achieve much
In
greater things.
Corinthians, that was the number one thing that everything is based off of is love. That was
Connectedness.
Yeah.
Because
If you
love
have a
is based on
relationship, if you have a
connections,
relationship,
yes.
speaking about Corinthians, if you have a relationship and you have any problems, you go to Corinthians, you're gonna find out.
But that's the difference. There's a huge difference.
1 and 2.
There's a huge difference between being religious and having a relationship with God.
That's
Because you can be religious and quote unquote follow the rules, and God doesn't know who you are.
Yeah, it's a
You know what I mean?
it's a constant thing. You probably have to pray like constantly. It's like you talking out into the universe, like when you're like kind of I guess in your prayer mode,
Right.
and then it's like in a week or within that week, you're gonna get some kind of response. It's just like
Yeah, I think
doggone it.
everybody
That's-
sees
Law of
Listen.
attraction, that's how like the pagans try to
And-
put it, like law of attraction. It's not the law of attraction, it's God saying, yo, like you've been good to me, you've been following what I've been asking, I'm gonna give it back to you. I've seen you in your tribulation, and I think it's enough. Here you go.
And people
have
who knock this to the side will not experience it because it's something that takes practice. Like you do
Right.
it like consistently, and then you grow from it, and you take the goodness out of it. You take the fruit from
Right.
it.
Right, and luck is something that we call it paganistic. We could call it all that stuff. But when you say somebody who is atheist, deep down, a reason why an atheist is an atheist because they feel they are the gods of their own life.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That's
I
They're
talked
not love.
to
They're not love.
atheists, and I think they have even
It's a little
more
far.
of a close
It's-
mind
It's
than some
Right.
religion
It's a
people. 'Cause
logical
there's
way
some
of
religion.
thinking.
There's some religion people that have an open mind. They're like, you know what, extraterrestrials could actually exist. You know what, there's actually endless possibilities that I don't understand yet, but we will one day. And then there's the atheist saying, oh no, I completely just devout God. I don't think God. I know for a fact God is not. It's not real. I think they're more close-minded than possibly religious
I really
people.
think you need an
But I
early
think
influence
both
to
have their own
grasp
close
it
mind.
because it's
And
practice.
I think you have to open the barrier and to find.
If no one told me about God when I was a
endless
little kid and I
possibilities.
was born in like the hood and like I just
Right.
had bad luck through life or like I sometimes came up on a lick or something, I probably would never believe in God. Like you know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. That's a whole different episode right there, where we'll talk about, you know what I mean. If you let people of lower socioeconomic background grow up there, they're gonna say, well, why would God put us
Yeah,
here?
why would I? Why
Why would I be here?
It's
But
all a
we're-
test. It's all a test. You see,
Right.
you have to understand that the more tribulations and trials that are set forth in your lifetime are hurdles that God puts in front of you to jump over to help you overcome.
Right.
You have to understand that we were talking about Paganini and Tchaikovsky, all these musical greats,
Right.
that became what they were because they were given the circumstances, the proper circumstances. For example, Tchaikovsky was college educated. He was a professor before he started studying music, but he had the liberty of working in a university and whatever, studying music on the side. But if you take things like that and you put it into people with socioeconomic, they have the capability of doing what Tchaikovsky did, studying psychology and also studying music on the side? Sure, they don't. But the opportunity is still there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
God puts that opportunity in front of you to overcome it.
Some people
Oh.
call it God. I call it the universe. When I actually speak to God, possibly, I talk to the universe. I feel like God is not just like an entity. I feel like God is the whole universe.
But that's an idea though. Like that's a thing. Like,
now,
already.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not atheist, but I'm also not religious. I'm like, the way I call it, I'm I actually truly
Listen,
believe.
listener.
Let me finish. I actually truly believe that there's things that we're gonna understand one day that we don't understand now, and it's gonna change our whole perception of everything, even religion, even science. But that's gonna have to take a while. That's gonna be our evolution, and I think, religion could help us guide us to make certain decisions. But I feel like there's endless possibilities. I feel like if you're an atheist, you're close-minded. If you're religion, you possibly might be in a way close-minded. But if you have an open mind, you will allow new information to flourish.
Right. But here's the thing. There's a movie that you probably should watch. Everybody's watched God Is Not Dead, right? It's about this.
That's the movie
Christian
with
movie.
a
And
Christian
look, I'm
kid
not
that
saying
goes
that-
to college,
Yeah.
and the professor tells
It's
them
atheist.
to write an essay.
Doesn't the kid die?
No,
No. The kid doesn't die, but
Oh,
what?
that's happened to some real.
no. So
Right,
guess
right.
what? This movie was actually the movie he's mentioning, which is called God Is Not Real, which is a beautiful Christian movie. You should watch it.
Right.
It was actually produced by WWE. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's wild.
WWE.
Yeah.
Look it up.
And the funny thing about the movie is the whole time the professor, who's Kevin Sorbo, who was Hercules. When I mean, you
A
probably
conservative in Hollywood who's been outcasted. We talk about that too. Chris, what's the guy from Jurassic Park and Guardians of the Galaxy? Chris Pratt. Andrea corrected me. She's a fact checker. Chris Pratt. He's been blacklisted in Hollywood because he's a conservative and he's a Christian.
And the same could be said for Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson too. Well, Mel Gibson had that incident, but that's the thing. Mel Gibson came out of conservative and Christian, and all of a sudden he had an incident where he's like got caught calling a cop like a Jew and this and that.
the video. But the basis of the movie is the guy, the professor. He's always just challenging this Christian student's beliefs. Like, is God real? Show me, write an essay, write a thesis, whatever, proving that God is real. And then at the end, it's like, you can't prove he's not. He doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but that's my point. That's
right.
having an open mind. So what I'm saying is not to say no, he's not real, and I'm also saying to say, oh, he's definitely real. I'm saying is, what if there's even things beyond our things that we don't understand our imagination? But we're saying, all right, he is real. What if we expand our mind on that? What if there's things that we would dream of understanding, we would understand,
right.
but we were gonna get there. And I feel like we don't
What?
understand it now,
Right.
and I feel like we will. So I'm not saying to say, oh no, God is not real. I'm not saying that God is real. He could actually be real. I actually have an open mind that he is real. But I'm saying is have an open mind. Don't close your doors because your religion says, oh no, this cannot happen.
That's up to the person, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask for someone to do that. Because
Yeah.
that would be like.
No, but to say then you're saying
Can't accept-
to atheists not to open their minds. That's what you're saying.
Well, listen,
what I'm
listen.
saying is have an open mind.
But what you're saying is for us to reject our God.
I'm not saying to reject it.
No,
I'm
but
saying
you're
have an
not.
open
You're
mind
saying
for
have
endless
an open mind to
possibilities.
not
No,
believe
but
in
Well,
you-
God.
that's the thing.
No.
Ultimately, he's not saying that. But guess what, Vincent? The moment your child was born, and the day that you first laid eyes on him, that overwhelming love that you felt, that was God and Jesus Christ. That's what you felt. That was him reaching out and showing you the way that, hey, this is what is ultimately alive.
Absolutely,
And your kid was baptized, right?
That's it.
He was baptized, right?
Right, yeah.
So technically, like we were talking about earlier, Old Testament, that's another star. in
Right,
God's
absolutely.
universe.
No, that could be your
Sean.
But when you're saying, when you said look beyond, there's no beyond with God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the omega, that's the everything. But what I was trying to say
But
is,
there's a barrier again, like what I was saying. There's not something beyond. What if there is? That's
Right.
not-
No, but
That's-
There absolutely
But
is.
we're not made to imagine that.
Yeah,
That's where you're
no, but see,
wrong.
We are imagining it
there's
right
not,
now.
there's not,
You're
because
just
think about it. What if
saying
it's
other
like
No, no,
the
no,
universe
that's-
is always expanding? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
It's-
how is there a limit to something that's always expanding?
That's-
and you already said God is everything. So there is no limit to God. Like put that
There is
into
no.
Sean,
it's like when a mother tells a kid you should go to bed. Do I really need a bedtime?
Nope.
Should I need a bed? It's like it's almost like, no, I'm not calling you a child or anything, but it's almost like you're deflecting and you're like jumping over the point. It's like,
I
nah,
just,
but-
I just have a different perspective, and I just think that we should have an open mind to other things that could change a whole perspective of the whole reality that we live in. Like where you said, look, you had a perspective like when I had a child, that was Jesus, that was God. And then another religion is saying, actually, that was this and that was that. And then another perspective, they would say, oh, this is this. What if they're all, in a way, true? In a way.
they're
Right,
all
right,
in a way
right, right.
true because you're feeling that love for Jesus Christ and God.
But other people are saying it's also love from the universe and things beyond we don't understand. So that's my
Those
point.
things are wrong. Those things are shaded in spirituality.
And there, once again, there's the barrier.
Listen.
You're never going to get to. You're never going to be able to imagine what is beyond. Only God can see that. You're never going to be able to.
Because of our
get to
imagine-
that other. Exactly. We are made with a limit. The limit.
There's
has
the
been
limit.
passed.
There's the
But-
barrier that I'm
so
telling
will
you.
never
No.
go past it. We're not
You
meant
can.
to. God never made us. to
How do you know that?
We've already all of us. have
No,
to
But
but-
there's that. That's
Preach.
the,
that will never get us there.
that's the barrier that I'm talking about. Religious people. I'm not trying to bash on you or atheists. They have a barrier. And you just said, oh, we can't go beyond that.
Once we die. we
And then
can
there's
pass
the
that
atheists
barrier.
saying, no,
Right.
there's no such thing as God.
right.
And there's
What?
those barriers. No, that's what I'm saying. Atheists. There's those barriers that people put in there, and religious people and atheists. They have those barriers. What if there's more? That's what I'm trying to say.
But there's not. You see, more is God.
You're saying there's not, and then you
There's
talk to an
not for
atheist,
us.
and then you talk to an
For
atheist,
us,
and he
there
says the
is
same
no
thing.
God.
No, there's not a God. There's no more than that. There's no more than what we are right now. And then I'm talking.
There
to you.
absolutely is, because guess what? We were talking about aliens earlier, and you're saying there's no more than what we are now. Guess what? There is. There is
Yeah.
being the speed of light. There's understanding things that we otherwise would not have.
Right.
These are the things that God allows us to see. Like I said, some of the most foremost leaders in their field of nuclear physics, of quantum mechanics, are all Roman Catholic priests, because everything that science has proven religion, especially Christianity.
Yeah.
We talk about the Big Bang. We talk about God in Genesis talking about there was
Absolutely.
darkness, and all of a sudden,
Absolutely.
boom, there was light.
Absolutely. Like I said, there's some truth. I feel like to everything. There's
I
a
think you should
perspective.
bring your point home and try to wrap it up, because
Yeah, guys. So it was. I think this was a great podcast. We talked about religion. We talked about politics. We talked about marketing, propaganda,
Football.
Crazy media.
sports.
Yeah.
Guys,
Satanist pedophiles.
it was amazing. It was amazing. I think it was
No,
great.
dude, we
It was great.
we have to do another one. I want to get another guest, like probably next week, but I'm down to do another one.
There's
not
a
next week.